Sin. My expectation for today is, of course, a nice clean game, a nice fun game, and also at the same time, I believe not too many team fights if the teams are high skilled, but if the teams are looking at being one of the top teams in Europe, of course, you're going to see lesser fights, but of course we might see a lot more depending on the play style and what their picks are going to be. But before that, let me ask you, are you on your PC? If you are, if I send you a Video Ninja link, you mind sending me your video feed so that we can make it look nice for those who are watching? What say? Oh. Nah, it'll be difficult. It's okay. No, it's fine. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. So how is everyone gonna hear the audio if they're watching from here? So I don't know. Oh, okay. All right, that makes sense, I guess. All right, let's have some fun. All right, I see. We're already live. I see. Yeah, we've been live. Hey, thank you so much. A lot of. Yes. I think so. Right now, as you guys can see, it is, of course. Wait, hold on. Say something, Synth. Say something. Okay, wait. Let me get your audio on. Say something now.
Oh, hello.
Yes, done. It's going through.
Perfect. And I'm wondering another thing as well. How are we watching the game? Like, who is streaming inside of the game?
I'm doing that right now. Don't worry. I'm figuring it out for you. Since I'm there in the lobby, I'm gonna be casting.
Wait, can you invite me to the lobby?
Oh yeah, come through. Oh, you want me to just share the screen over here so it's easier?
I think I can. What do you think is better? I think it's better through your screen, maybe.
I'm sharing my screen.
Yeah.
Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
All right, chat. Everyone those watching, thank you so much for joining, but you're not going to see my face anymore because we're going to go into the game. I'm going to set up a new scene just so that we can all go directly into the game.
We're talking a little bit about the expectations into this game. Obviously, Fury and both Carpet Noctem are very experienced teams. We're looking forward to this, and I guess it's going to be a very good match. I mean, what's your expectations? It's really hard to say. We were speaking about it. It really depends about the game style. We were discussing whether if there are going to be a lot of team fights, maybe there's going to be a lot of split pushes. Really don't know too much about Carpet Noctem, how they're going to get into this game. Also, Fury has been practicing a lot. But like I said, it's really hard to know. Neither me or Cronus have inside information that we can share about our expectation, but definitely gonna be a great match, I expect.
All right, I just want to check if you guys can hear us right now, loud and clear. Of course.
Can they hear?
I'm asking my guys in the chat because the audio is going through from here, but of course, yes, okay, they can hear us. Thank you so much, Aero Senpai. Thank you so much, Dia. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you guys are watching the Blue Sea Tournament, of course, from Europe, and it is Season 2, and my name is Kronos. Alongside me, I have the one and only Sent, all the way from Sweden, Switzerland, I think it's Switzerland.
Yes, sir. Sweden.
Oh, so
Yes,
Sweden,
sir.
my bad. Yes, he's all the way from Sweden.
Yeah.
He just took a shower because he was hitting the gym. Kind of stinky. We could
Yeah.
smell him all the way from Discord as well. But at the same time, you know what else?
Come on, Kurt. You didn't have to do me like that.
I was gonna let me finish. I was gonna say, you know what is not
Okay.
stinky though? His analysis. So making sure you guys are on top of everything when it comes to the analysis at the moment. Let me tell you that, of course, we got two teams on the blue side. I believe we have Noctem, and on the red side, if you correct me if I'm wrong, I believe we do have Mille Fury. So
Yeah.
some of these players are, of course, no strangers, as we've seen them before. For example, Royal Milk, Super Toji. We've seen these names before in other teams as well. But, Synth, you know more about these teams. What is something new
for sure.
and what's going on?
So obviously, Mille Fury has changed their lineup a lot recently. They had a Filipino lineup with CL playing. Now CL went to coach, and they have a whole different lineup. You see Mio. Mio is obviously in R8. He's not really in Mille Fury, but he's playing there, I guess, as a substitute. So it's going to be very interesting. And on the other side, we have Noctem. Noctem is very experienced. They have Renji, they have Super Toji, they have Shin, and it's going to be a great game. We don't really know too much about what we can expect. Like we said, it's a long time we've seen these teams play against each other. If ever, and yeah, but we were discussing: are we gonna see team fights? Are we gonna see a lot of split pushes? It's not really sure, but I'm looking forward to seeing this draft. We're seeing Harriet banned, we're seeing Chip banned, very interesting. Kalea banned. I think Matilda will be banned. Matilda is one of those heroes that are usually first picked if you can get your hands on it. What other things can we expect here, Cronus?
Yeah, I think at the moment, of course, you gotta respect Ban the Granger as well, right? One of the top marksmen in this current meta, especially the counters the Hereth. And you can see Noctem banning out the Hereth on the blue side. That means they are expecting a trade. The trade's gotta be either Suyo Granger, Suyo Joy, maybe even try to take out the Matilda for the Suyo. But the Suyo is definitely something that they're looking to trade for. And also the question comes out. Now, Noctem is the one asking the question to the other side, saying, hey, do you want to ban the Granger? Because we've already banned out the Hereth. If you want to go for the Irithel, it's all right. Yes, you're going to have a losing lane matchup until you're level 4. But even then, that's a bit of micro differences that we like to see. So if it's going to be an Irithel that's going to be picked on the other side to counter the Granger, yes, you win the early, but the late's going to be hard. But guess what? They understand that. Take away the macro prowess by banning out the Luyi.
This is a very interesting ban that Mille Fury has, because they have an option. Either they're going to ban Matilda, or they're going to leave Matilda open. Okay, so they do ban out the Matilda. The Suyu is going to be the first pick, I expect. They're going to trade it. They're going to take Suyu. I guess Mille Fury will take the Granger. They're going to go Granger, and I'm not really sure you can go anywhere from there. And then Noctem is going to pick Irithel. That is my prediction for the next two stages.
Yeah, I think, we can agree or disagree. I understand why you would say you got to go with the Suyo, but I feel like Granger is just too much of a hot pick to give away. Yes, you don't have many options in the jungle, but I feel like Granger is just not worth it. Nonetheless, your call, they did go for the Suyo in the jungle. It's a stable pick. It's a safe pick. And now asking questions on the other side. Do you want to pick up the Granger, or do you want to go for a counter out with the Irithel? Sicilian is still up for grabs. Hayabusa can still make a problem on the back line. So right now, just a plethora for the red side to choose.
Yeah, they're definitely going to go with Granger. I don't think they're going to leave it open. Even if Irithel counters it early game, it's too strong late game, especially against Suyu, because it has range. So Granger is definitely going to be picked. Phoveus, I didn't expect that much. And the reason I didn't expect Phoveus is because you're really showing your XP lane early, meaning you're giving them Chi-Chi here. I expect Chi-Chi to really be picked here, or else it's going to be banned. And Granger, I guess Irithel. I guess Irithel and Chi-Chi are going to be picked here. Just two counter picks. Wouldn't really bother Noctem to pick those. It's really safe. Wow, I see Hilda. That's unexpected. That's really unexpected.
Yeah, I agree. I was looking at the CC. So guys, those of you who don't know, the Chi-Chi is basically CC. We call it Chi-Chi so it's easier to kind of understand compared to crowd control, which is also CC, and Sicilian, which people also call CC. Yeah. So that's why he's saying it's Chi-Chi, but I'll call it CC anyways. But yes, you're right. I was expecting that along with the Irrital, because now you're going to be banning it out on the other side. So they want to go with a tanky lineup in the front. You could see it's almost like a 3-fighter composition. You play with 2 in the back line, trying to dish out the damage. But expecting that, they go with the Joy in the jungle, making sure it doesn't get banned out in the next phase. And I wanted to comment about the Phoveus a little bit, Synth. Yes, the Phoveus showing your EXP lane is really early, but come on, man. It's Royal Milk. We know how his Phoveus is.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really good. Royal Milk, also known as Kanata before, it was playing for CNQ, so definitely an experienced player. Another thing I see is a Joy here. I don't see the Fanny, which tells me that 2 things. He's either unconfident with Fanny or he's very confident with Joy. And I happen to know both. He's not confident with Fanny and he's very confident with Joy. That's why he's picking it here. But Selena ban, good ban. Irrital ban, even better ban. I think that's a great ban. 2 great bans from Millefiori here. Now, Gato being banned, definitely optional. Maybe Tigreal can be banned here just because Suyu is an engaged hero and you can kind of counter him with Tigreal, make those setups happen. So yeah, Tigreal is my prediction here.
Yeah, I think definitely a Tig ban is really good, but also I feel like, the Tig can go towards the Noctum side just because you can use it against the Joy and the Phoveus when they're full diving, but they've already picked up their own position. So yes, the Tigreal is a really good ban. Now need to lock down a little bit of a mid laner to get that control. Vexana is good just because you get the fast clear. You can go for the Sicilian still, which is still available because you have enough backline, and that's what they're hovering over right now.
Yeah, perfect pick here. Sicilian is the absolute perfect pick. You're playing against Hilda, you're playing against Hylos, you're playing against Suyu. None of them have range, and all of them are going to take huge damage output from Sicilian. Perfect pick.
Yeah, and for those of you who are watching or those who are just tuning in, make sure you are a part of the Blue Sea community. Of course, I have pinned their Discord invite link in the chat. If you want to go join and watch it on Discord, they're also streaming it on Discord at the moment. There's about 42 people watching there, apart from the live YouTube. So make sure you join their community. They do a lot of tournaments. They got the best players from Europe on there. They're a lively community. Make sure you go and show your support. And at the same time, like, subscribe, do all the good shit, because right now Noctum have picked up a Bruno in the gold lane with the Farsa for the high ground.
Wow. This is whoa. He picks Jawhead. Whoa, that's a risky pick. And let me explain why that's a risky pick, Cronus. You're playing Jawhead against things that like Hilda, Hylos, Suyu, they can easily push you away. Now Jawhead can be very, very good though. If you camp in the bush, you have high damage output. If Granger gets a little bit ahead, that Jawhead can be detrimental to giving him that stacking in Skypiercer. But really interesting draft from both teams. Who do you think won the draft? That's the big question everybody wants to know right now.
Yeah, if you ask me, I feel like the blue team, of course, Noctum have kind of won the draft. I like the Jawhead, but at the same time, I'm looking at the emblem, right? You don't have the focusing mark. They're really tanky on the other side, and you're opting to go for a concussive blast. That means you do not want to help your jungler. You do not want to help your goal lane to kind of get that damage snowball that they need. They need those kills in the early game for them to kind of survive, kind of get that snowball, and make sure they can dominate. So, of course, ladies and gentlemen, get ready, because we are going in Season 2 of the Blue Sea Tournament. My name is Kronos, alongside me Synth, of course, to bring you the action as we are in game number 1 at the moment. Noctum versus Millefiori, and of course it is a questionable Jawhead, but we might find out what he's cooking.
Let's go, Kronos. I'm looking forward to this game. Now let's get into it. Both teams have a lot to prove. We always say that, but especially in the beginning, in the first game of the tournament, nobody wants to lose. But let's get into it. You were talking a little bit about Noctum draft. I kind of agree with you. It's counter-picking. The Farsa is counter-picking the Sicilian. Now, I do believe Millefiori will win, just because that Sicilian late game is going to be really, really hard. Only Farsa can handle it.
Yep.
But let's see, though. Let's see.
You're right. The Farsa has a big role to play, right, in this game, especially given the fact that you need that late game damage. You need the high ground. You can see right now El Shinpak just scouting out the river, making sure he can dominate, making sure Sakamoto is kept in check, because you know what a Jawhead can do early on in the game. Level 4 on both sides, of course. Super Toji able to get his lizard and able to clear out the jungle. No battles, no brawls just yet, but I think it's only a matter of time.
Yeah, you know, both teams, it's always the first game, especially the first game of the tournament, you're always shaking, trying to just farm, trying to just chill. This is normal when you're playing these tournaments. Both teams are really, really not trying to make the first mistake here, because the first mistake might be the last mistake. After that, they might snowball too much. So really, we're seeing a safe initial match here.
Yeah, and I think at the moment you can see for the side of Millefiori, both Royal Milk as well as Sakamoto trying to hit that level 4 power spike. This is the rotation that we like to see a lot.
They're starting turtle.
Oh my goodness, it's really quick.
They're doing it. They're doing it with no contest.
Oh, Royal Milk taken down low. First blood in the hands of course, Sai. You can see right now they go for the ejector. Glorious Path to get the fight started. Sakamoto taken down low. He is down and out. They get the turtle. They get 2 kills on the board as well. So really well played for Noctum. And now they get the invade on the orange buffs in.
Wow, that's a very, very shaky start right there from Millefiori. I think what happened is that Joy didn't manage to get level 4. He was a little bit delayed. And they started the turtle. They said, let's just go. We have everything we need. Soyu being an early.
That's right. They need a lot of early game in the hands of the Suyo, right? And especially knowing that how fast a jungle clear can be, they go for it straight away. And you can see that El Shinpak right now is starting to control the river, and Sakamoto's presence is kind of being worn out, because you want a Jai to be good and aggressive in the start. You can see the ejector onto Earth there, but at the same time, Glorious Panther with the big feathered airstrike. They get the kill, but here comes Sky Skibidi. Not looking so Skibidi at the moment. He goes in with the electrifying beats, but no damage present from his side. And Noctum Fury slowly and surely starting to take advantage.
Wow, did Jawhead just underestimate the damage? He just walked into 3 of them. Hylos, Farsa, and also the Suyu. You gotta be careful now. We know that Carpanoctum is ahead. You cannot allow yourself to just walk in any bush now. You gotta play a little bit more passive than you had to before. So they gotta adjust. Millefiori gotta adjust, or this is gonna snowball way out of hand.
Yeah, and I think right now you can see Super Toji as well going into the EXP lane, trying to unlock this Hilda and making sure the Hilda can rotate in and out the map, which kind of creates more pressure for Sky Skibidi, who will not be able to free farm, who will not be able to get to these neutral objectives, because you can see the river already being controlled by them.
I don't like this rotation right now from Millefiori. They should just double down on Bruno here.
They should just double down on Bruno. He might get taken down, but you can see right now they're trying to create havoc. Sky Skibidi buying some time. Royal Milk being the distraction as well, going in for the Infernal Pursuit, but at the same time you can see he's taken down low, and right now they finally get the kill as well. 2 revitalizers to help them survive, and making sure to try and secure the neutral objective while trying to go for the invade into the orange buff, but Sky Skibidi wants to get something down. The throw is there with the ejector from Sakamoto, but it's on towards the wrong target. That's not the Hylos that you want to throw. He's super tanky right now.
Yeah, this is what I was expecting. I was just about to say they should have just doubled down, went towards goal lane, ganked goal lane. Instead, they tried to take turtle. I'm not really sure why. They're not in the lead. If they remember, they're not leading. They're not winning this game at the moment. They need to play more passive.
Yeah,
this is snowballing a little bit out of hand. Now it's 2,000 goal lead on the side of Carpanoctum. They're playing this very good. Whoa, we just missed that kill. What happened right there? Suyu overextending.
Yeah,
that's a big one. That's a big one.
Yeah, I think they let go of their advantage a little bit, right? But it's still not enough for the side of Millefiori to get in, and you can see right now they get the high ground. Once again, the positioning coming in from Sai is just so crucial, so important, making sure to hide really well and dish out the feathered airstrike. They take away the tier 1 of the bot side, but the invade coming through. Sky Skibidi finding some more resources around the map. That's a big cha-ching on the purple buff. He steals it away.
Yeah, we missed a big kill right there on Suyu. But Joy getting that first kill is gonna give him a little bit more farm, maybe make him a little bit more competitive, do a little bit more damage for this turtle fight, which is gonna be very interesting to see. Now Granger lost the tower. Bruno is obviously ahead. We're seeing the 4K gold gold from Bruno. Really, really good stuff from him. Now, I don't know, Cronus, what does Millefiori have to do to get back into this game right now?
Late game. Late game is what I can say. They have a Sicilian, they have a Granger, they have the range, they have the front line with the Phoveus. He doesn't have the Vengeance, he has the Flicker, so he can even make a play. So right now they're risking it all. They need to find an opening, and that opening can only be created by, of course, Sakamoto. He will be the sacrificial lamb in every single fight, but right now that is his job, because unfortunately the early game domination just wasn't present. But right now,
look at the positioning. Look at the positioning from Millefiori. You would think that they were winning with this positioning.
Yes,
and
I think at the moment
is coming in.
Glorious Pathway. Oh my goodness, they get the turtle as well. It's actually stolen away by Sky Skibidi, but Sakamoto, just like I said earlier, he's gonna be the sacrifice for them to get something in and around the map. But there you go, he might go for the Infernal Pursuit. Doesn't want to commit just yet. The damage is there, and you can see that right now. Renji taken down low as well. Royal Milk wants to go and forces out the Flicker, but at the same time, Power of Wilderness through on towards Q-Sen. He will get taken down, and now they have to run away, but the damage coming in from the Sicilian is way too much for them to handle. And here comes Sky Skibidi for the cleanup. Electrifying beats. He gets the kill, and somehow they find something on the board to trade.
Wow, just gotta highlight, what is that damage, Cronus? I said, no way he does that much damage. Sicilian, absolutely insane. Detrimental to having those 2 kills that has happened right now. Sicilian has been a big part. You were saying about the late game. I think absolutely the late game is going to be very dangerous here, especially because they have Sicilian. Now, Farsa has played a big role. In the initial stage, we were mentioning that Farsa in the draft have a big role to play. So far, he's been playing really good, but Sicilian also got to give him credit for the last two team fights.
Sakamoto gets caught out. Glorious Pathway. He engages there. El Shinpak trying to make sure he can target him down. He's 0-3-0, but that's what they want. That's what the side of Millefiori want. They want you to target the Jawhead, so once the skills are used up, they can hit this. You can use a Sicilian to hit from far behind.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. Jawhead here is just like a bait. He just got to work like a bait. Even if he died the earlier time, he gave them turtle. Skibidi came in, stole that turtle, right? Another time he died, they traded. So Jawhead here just got to work as a bait.
Yeah, at the moment, I think.
Let's see though.
Oh, both teams so close. Oh, yeah. You can see right now Feather Airstrike comes through, but it cancelled by the Sanguine Claws as well. Really well played. Good positioning from Mio at this point. And right now the Lord is up. They are actually able to push the far lanes as well. So the waves are being cleared out. Both teams positioning for the Lord. What was a 2K goal lead right now? Back down to almost less than 1,000. And you can see right now they're engaging on towards Mio. He's forced to flicker out. Sakamoto is there trying to make him survive, but Mio is the target. He gets taken down. And Super Doji is the one to make sure that happens, but at the same time you can see the back line. They go for the Bruno, and now Bruno gets taken down as a 2-for-1 trade. Feathered Airstrike, the positioning is absolutely incredible. Flickers out as well. Double for double right now. You can see they get another double on the board. Somehow Millefiori find the advantage, turn it around, and make it a full 5-man wipeout. It's a triple and a double, and that's what they call it. And right now they might go for the Lord. One team fight is all it took, and they took away the advantage.
Right now, we're seeing something absolutely incredible. Millefiori just came up on top of that team fight. Absolutely insane. Like we said, Sakamoto working as a bait, a little bit taking damage, making sure that they waste their skills. And then Patrick Houston can dish out the damage. Sky Skibidi can dish out that damage. Absolutely crazy turn of events. And now Millefiori, obviously, in the lead right now. The Lord is marching down. Absolutely insane. Kronos, what happened that last team fight?
Hey, all of a sudden, they went on towards Sakamoto, and I think the call came from El Shinpak because he's the one who started it with the Glorious Pathway, and they all went on towards Mio, not knowing that he can kite out with the Bat's Feast, right? And then, next thing you know, they were out of position, and they got taken down.
Yeah. They overextended on Mio. Bruno had no protection at all. Just got caught off guard by
Oh my goodness, you can see the range being so problematic for their side. Feathered Airstrike cancel out as well. Royal Milk has to flicker, but you can see the back line. They go for a little bit more, and now we'll pay the price. So 2 traded for 1, and Millefiori with the Lord have found the advantage. All tier 2s taken down, and this is what we were talking about. We were talking about them going for the late game, but you saw the damage that came out from Mio, and he is definitely online.
Yeah, Mio definitely just caught them there. And Patrick Houston, also another player online, 8,400 gold. He has, I guess he has 30 stacks. and he's doing so much damage right now. I mean, right now I don't even I don't even know how to describe this, but Millefiori is definitely somehow just made a big comeback. Not even a comeback. They're winning this game, and they're looking to take this next Lord. Now, Noctem got to do something. They got to position themselves. They got to try to catch the Joy.
Oh,
the Joy, the Joy is overextending.
He's so close. He was so close. This is the range, right? This is the range that they have. The Death Sonata with the Bat's impact. Enough damage, enough poke, and then you got Sky Skibbity to come and clean up shop, and that's what they've been doing this entire time. And that's why we said the Hilda is a little too not the best pick in this game. They needed the early game. They got it, but somehow made a mistake. And now, like you mentioned, Sint, the turn of events now absolutely in the favor of Millefiori.
Yeah. Gotta give credit to that Joy, right? He did steal that turtle. He did solo kill that Tsuyu. I mean, this is really good. He's brought his team back. Now look at this. Noctem is not, of course, obviously not gonna give up. They're still competitive. They're gonna fight for this Lord. They're gonna position themselves. They're gonna see what can they do. Farsa still, it's Farsa coming up late game. Farsa's gonna have a lot of damage. Has that glowing wand. Has that blood wings. So he's gonna dish out a lot of damage. But look at this though. They're pushing now. Millefiori is smart. They're not just gonna give the positioning to Farsa and not Carpet Noctem to do whatever they want in this map. They're gonna start taking the positioning as the Lord is coming up. But look at this, Sky Skibbity is gonna clear this. Someone gotta answer. I'm interested to see whether Noctem is gonna push up or they're gonna rotate towards that other side, the lane to clear the wave. And this is what we're seeing. So look at this. They're gonna start the fight now. I'm expecting the fight to happen right now. As soon as they see Suyo, look at this. They're going to move up a little bit. Look at Sicilian. He's feeling a little bit more confident than he's feeling before. He saw the Suyo, right? He has the Wishing Lantern. He's doing damage. But look at this. They're starting Lord.
Ooh.
Are they going to take the Lord?
Conceal comes through, but at the same time, Lord is low, but the Retribution is there on point. Sakamoto plays the Sacrificial Lamb once again, but he gets the kill onto our Dryjin. But there it is. The damage is too much coming in from Mio. And at the same time, you can see Sanguine Claws hits, but Q-Sen from the range using the Death Sonata gets a double and takes down every single person. The only one left standing is Sai. What can a lonely Farsa do? You gotta be in position. You are a stationary mage when you're using that feathered airstrike. Sky Skibbity going for the dive. Sai is the only one left standing. He wants more. He wants blood with the Winter Crown. He survives. That is a full 5-man wipeout. And game number 1 of the Blue Sea tournament might be in the hands of Millefiori. The Lord is still there, but they're trying to get the kill on towards Sky Skibbity. Blood Wings to help him survive. Just delaying the inevitable. But Raijin will be taken down thanks to the help of Mio. Here comes the rest of the cavalry, but not enough to survive. The mid lane inhibitor falls down as well. The top lane inhibitor falling down. The damage is just way too much from Qzen. Sky Skibbity once more, but the ejector comes through. At the same time, they're trying to end the game. It's chaotic, but finally, Sai is back online and they defend.
Whoa, this is insane. I said, surely the game is over, right? Patrick Houston still pushing up close to the turret, but somehow they defend. Wow, that is insane right there. They're living to fight another day, and that is interesting. How is Millefiori gonna adapt to that? Are they gonna, what I expect them to do, wait for the next Lord, take that fight, and obviously they're in the goal lead, so the fight is in their advantage, or are they gonna try to push up right now to finish? Let's see though, because the base is kind of low, right? Half HP. Maybe you could push a wave mid lane. Maybe you could push that bot wave. Try to force Carpet Noctem back to the turret, because right now they have positioning. Carpet Noctem still in that bush waiting, seeing what they can do.
Yeah, I think at the moment, we wanted Mio. We wanted to talk about the fact that Mio needs the late game, right? Noctem needed to end it early, but now they're the ones in the late game. They're the ones in the territory of Millefiori. Yes, they have defended, but this is what Millefiori want. The more late you go into the game, the deeper you go into the game, the stronger they become. And that's why we've been seeing them get more confident, as you mentioned. Mio is just walking up front as a Sicilian, tanking so much damage and dishing out so much more.
Yeah, they gotta waste a lot of resources to catch Mio, right? He has that flicker. He has that bat feast for kiting. So how do you catch him? I'm not really sure. Farsa gotta have a big role to play here. He's gotta do a big job. He needs to try to kind of kill both Granger and Sicilian at the same time. Because like we mentioned, Granger has that range, right? But Farsa does too. Sicilian have that damage. So it's interesting to see how they go. Hylos is committing here. Which
Yeah,
is very strange.
once again, Raijin on towards Kyusen, but at the same time, you can see the feathered airstrike. Really good positioning coming out from side. They take down Sakamoto, who was the target once again, but here comes Royal Milk. He flickers forward, trying to go for the Infernal Pursuit, but Skyskibidi makes his way. But at the same time, you can see Renji taken down low. He will fall down. Sai's the next target. That's a double kill. Make that a triple. It's a monster kill in the hands of Kyusen. They find it, but the shutdown is there. Super Toji gets the kill, but at the same time, he's going for the outplay. He gets one, he gets two. Royal Milk is the only one left standing, but meanwhile, the mid lane, Skyskibidi wants to go for the end. The backdoor play, a 1v1 with the assassins. He gets a shutdown, and he's able to defend. Super Toji extends the game for Noctem in the first game of this tournament.
This is insane. You should not do that, Skyskibidi. You should have helped him. Right, so what Skyskibidi did there, he kind of pivoted away from that fight on Tsuyu. He went towards mid lane, and that did not serve him. Why is Tsuyu starting this Lord? It's very strange, right? I guess they're gonna get the Lord, but they should try to fight him here, because he's alone. Now they should go back. The team is it's too late to fight him. It's too late to fight him. We don't want to be caught there. You just want to give him Lord. There was a window of time where they could kind of annoy him at the Lord, but that window was gone, and they had to give it.
But you know
wow.
what? You know what's
insane.
You know what's it is absolutely insane. But at the same time, if we get to brass tacks right now, Noctem, yes, they got the Lord, but it's not the evolved Lord. The Lord evolves at the 18th minute. It's less than 18, so they're not going to have the strongest Lord in the game. So there is definitely a lot of chance for the side of Melee Fury to defend. Why? Because they have a really good high ground with Mio on their side, and of course Kyusen as well. And they have the front line present with Royal Milk, who has been making plays. Yes, Sakamoto is dying out quite a lot, but they definitely have the way to defend. But right now, El Shinpak with the Glorious Pathway is there. At the same time, you can see Skyskibidi is going through. Revitalize already baited out, but that means it is more important for them to be careful. They cannot commit once again. Only Raijin Z's Revitalize is going to be there, but at the same time, the Lord is being slowly pushed in.
Yeah, very, very nice discipline from Carpe Noctem, right? They have been losing this game, so they're saying themselves, whoa, that damage, whoa, we saw a little bit. We saw a little bit of what that damage could do, but speaking of damage, the Sicilian also doing damage here. Now, I do think they're going to defend. Obviously, it's not going to be a finish here. Sicilian is going to be very, very important in defending this, and I guess Farsa doesn't have Feathered Airstrike, so at least for another 10 seconds.
Oh,
so
no.
It's going to be a defense.
El Shinpak wants to go once again with the Glorious Pathway, but they somehow defend thanks to the high ground. But you can see the Feathered Airstrike, absolutely so much damage. Kyusen had to flicker as well. Really good Sanguine Claws coming out from Mio, making sure his teammate can survive. And that's the difference when you sacrifice the Purify for the Flicker. The Flicker is the absolute best spell for Sai. He could have actually used it while using the Feathered Airstrike to reposition, but not expecting that Mio will be able to catch him off guard. Really well played. Oh my goodness, Synth. How can they possibly end the game? Now, the next Lord in 50 seconds is going to be absolutely crucial.
Yeah. If Melee Fury plays this right with the lanes, on the bottom side especially, they should have a big advantage coming into the fight. They should almost be fighting 5v4, at least for a small part of the team fight. And that small part could be the big difference. Now, we do see, of course, the Feathered Airstrike, a little bit of the damage. We saw a lot of it, like one hit taking down Granger to almost half HP. You gotta be careful now. I wanna see, he doesn't build Rose Gold, so he has no magic defense, the Granger. But coming up here, now we're seeing 3 of Carpe Noctem coming on bot side. But look at this, there's 3 of Melee Fury also ready to answer. Now, like we said, the late game is here. Sicilian.
Shinpak, he goes for he mispositions the Glorious Pathway. He misses. That was crucial, and now that's not going to be available for the engage. It has about a 25-second cooldown, but 25 seconds too long, because you can see right now the Feather Strikes cancel out. Side might go down. The damage, the ranges is way too much coming out from the side of Melee Fury, and now the Death Sonata making sure to zone them out. And this is where Sakamoto can go for the engage right now. He says, El Shinpak, you've been troubling me all game, but here the damage comes through. Royal Milk goes through deep, but at the same time, you can see Revitalized help him survive. Mio's Bats Impact doing a lot of damage, and right now Sakamoto trying to run away. Royal Milk is low as well, but the damage is already done. Kyusen was left unchecked, but he gets taken down, and right now Sky Skibbity will fall down. The damage is way too much, too traded, and that's the third. Super Toji finds the answer, and now they're looking to end.
It's over. Cronus, I think it's over. They have nothing to defend with. They only have Sakamoto, obviously Jawhead and Phobius. This is not going to be a defend here. My prediction is it's going to be over. They have the next wave coming up as well. They have Farsa, they have Bruno. Look at the damage. They're doing nothing. They're doing nothing.
Oh my goodness, the feathered airstrike damage is way too much. Right, you're right. Right now, they might not be able to end. Bruno is there. Renji might be able to do. Take it away. He actually does. Will they get the wipeout? No, they don't. But they take the base crystal in what was a back and a fourth game. Oh my goodness, game number 1 in Blue Sea tournament taken by Noctum, and what a game it was. 21 minutes and 39 seconds long.
Wow, that's the first game. I mean, we saw everything. We saw Mille Fury at some point winning. Obviously, Noctem was winning that early game. Then they kind of threw. Then they had almost like half HP on the base. How do you survive it? I don't even know. And then they come back for the win. This is not happening, Cronus. Not for the first day. Not for the first game. Impossible events here. Absolutely crazy. Wow. What do you have to say about this? I mean, I need some time to think. I don't know. I'm so caught off guard by this win from Noctem. Absolutely crazy, but well deserved though. They didn't give up. They didn't falter, right? The base was half HP. They didn't surrender, and they came back to win that game. Absolutely crazy stuff.
Yeah, absolutely crazy, right? I didn't expect this, to be honest. I wanted to make sure I just come in, watch the game, enjoy myself. And I didn't get myself a glass of water and almost ripped my throat out. So I better stay prepared.
I just gotta say as well, we just gotta talk a little bit about the items. I didn't see any rose gold from Patrick Houston, which I think was a big mistake. Obviously, the Farsa is dealing so much damage. Also, another one that needed a little bit more magic defense, I think, was Sakamoto. Farsa was doing almost so much damage that it was absolutely insane. And yeah, I mean, who do you want to give the MVP to, and what do you have to say about both teams here, that first game?
Hey, first game, MVP, definitely Super Toji, right? Yeah. He was able to outplay at least three different players on the other side, not once, not twice, but 3 different times, making sure he gets the 1v1 play, because usually you want to see the assassin versus the assassin. Super Toji versus Sky Skibbity, he got them once. Next thing you know, he got Kyusen as well as Mio in a crucial team fight as a fighter assassin, with Suyo is to dive into the back line, try and clear the ones that you cannot catch. That's the job of a Hylos. I mean, that's not a Hylos, that's the job of a Hayabusa. That's the job of a Fanny, someone to flank from the side. But Raijinzi as well was being so much of a nuisance for them to catch off guard. And next thing you know, he got a double kill in the back line, and the double kill was Mio on the Sicilian and Kyusen on this Granger. And all of a sudden, Royal Milk is tanking so much damage, but he doesn't see the enemy's HP falling down. And Sky Skibbity realizes maybe he wants to go for the backdoor play, overextends, gets taken down. They had the perfect mid-game, but just didn't know how to end.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely insane game. Now, they're telling me we got to jump into the next game. I mean, there's a lot of content to talk about the first game, but look, we got to jump into the next game. We could talk about that however much we wanted. Now, an insane game, right? We should have seen a little bit more, how can I say, playing passive from Mille Fury. We saw a lot of jawhead mistakes. At the end, Granger made one big misposition. He was at some point way too off guard in the enemy jungle. He was hitting Hylos that obviously wasn't doing anything for them, and Sky Skibbity also committed there. I mean, that fight kind of looked a little bit forced. They should have just kept it a little bit more safe, played a little bit more poke with Sicilian. However, those are things that happen. I'm really surprised that it didn't finish before. But like you said, and like I'm saying, great game. We were both right with that prediction. We expected an absolute brawl, and that's what we got. So congrats to Noctem. Now getting into the second game, what can we expect kind of with the draft? We did see when Noctem was first when Noctem was the first pick, they banned Harrit. Will Miller Fury banned Harrit as well. How is this draft gonna go?
I think the idea for the side of Noctem in the draft was absolutely perfect, right? They knew what to draft, they knew how to do it, and they did it well. But of course, on the other side, Mille Fury, I'm not really sure what they were thinking with their draft. Yes, I understand that they want to go for a pick-off composition in the mid lane, but at the same time, they wanted to play with something that they can go and have a team fight. That's why Royal Milk picked up that Phoveus to be a frontliner. But you're not really giving a lot of advantage to your team against a Hylos and a Hilda by picking up a Jawhead, especially against a Suyo who has an immune skill, right? So that's very crucial, and that should not have been the case in that game, especially as the last pick.
Yeah, because we were really questionable. I was telling you that this Jawhead is a huge 50-50. You need to be very careful when you play Jawhead into things like Hilda, Hylos, because Jawhead is usually one of those heroes that can push another hero out of position, can kind of force them back. Now, Hylos and Hilda, they're not going to back. They're actually going to go forward. So that can throw Jawhead off a little bit. I guess that was a big thing why he didn't shine as much, but also his positioning was just questionable. Entered bush when he knew that it was a big chance that they were there. Now coming into the second game, I'm expecting a joy ban from Noctem. They saw his joy. Obviously, it was crazy last game. He did steal that turtle, did have that 14 kills, huge MVP, was a big reason why Mille Fury was even competitive. But let's see though, Chip being banned, and now I guess Mille Fury has an option, right? Suyu, Matilda, maybe they will Kalea. Can they play Kalea? It's interesting. I think they should ban either Matilda or Kalea. They probably shouldn't let both open because that would be a trade that's in the favor of the second pick because they can take something else after that. So interesting how they're gonna. I'm expecting a Matilda or a Kalea ban here.
It's got to be Kalea. You got to respect that hero. It's annoying to deal against. It's a 1v1 pick-off hero. But yes, you can play the Purifies. But if you pair that up with the right and perfect match, it's going to be super hard.
When you gaze into
wow. Okay, so a Selena ban here. Very interesting because now they're gonna open that. No, maybe my prediction is this: Noctem is gonna open that Kalea because there is Suyu, there is still Harrit, so they're gonna take two of those. They're gonna allow, I guess, Mille Fury to take Kalea. They're gonna say we don't believe you're that good on that hero. They're gonna allow him to take it, and then they're gonna pick Harrit and Suyu. That's my prediction coming up here. Yeah. Who do they ban? I can't really say. Maybe they'll ban Granger, maybe they'll ban, something towards that. Maybe they'll ban the Joy here. Zuxin also makes sense. But my next predictions, like I said, Kalea is going to be picked. Another two, Harrit and Suyu, will also be picked here on Noctem side. So that's my prediction.
My tail's been itching for a real.
But you know what? At this point, to make sure you want to get your predictions, guys. Those of you who are watching on YouTube, you want to get your predictions down. I put up a poll making sure who do you think is going to win. Is it going to be Noctem? Is it going to be Mille Fury? But also at the same time, they pick up that Kalea. And I think this is interesting because I've not seen a lot of Kalea games. She's definitely something that people are testing out. Yes, there are ways to play it. People still think of slotting it EXP or Roam. So Synth, EXP or Roam? Kalea, what do you think? I personally think
guaranteed Roam.
I think it's
guaranteed
Roam, so
Roam. Yeah, I think it's Roam because of the huge crowd control potential with Kalea and the huge stuns basically that she has. But speaking of draft, we're seeing the Suyu. I guess. Whoa, the Sicilian. I did not expect the Sicilian. Because they're basically leaving Harrit here. Now, you could argue, sure, they're going to pick Harrit, but later on, Noctem might pick that Granger. But I do think Harrit is a much, much stronger marksman than Granger. And yeah, but what do you have to say about Sicilian and Suyu being picked? Suyu, I guess, a little bit predictable, right? We did kind of see that being picked here from Noctem, but Sicilian is a little bit unexpected for me.
I like the Sicilian because you don't want to give it to Mio, who played really well on that Sicilian. No, yes, they ended up on the losing side, but oh my goodness, that Sicilian was online really quick and early. Went for the Elegant Gem, then went for the Glowing Wand, and straight away for the Wishing Lantern because the other side was super tanky. But guess what? They answer range with range. They answer finish with finish. Suyo for Joy, Sicilian for the Granger, and now they might, you never know, Nocta might go for a pick-off hero as well because Kalea is a pick-off hero. They might be mirroring each other's draft with the style of play, but definitely the hero. Oh no, never mind. El Shinpak says, I want to fight. I got bones of steel. They go for the Gatotkacha. Gotta be a Tigreal ban.
Tigreal is gonna be a ban here for sure. If I have played this game for as long as I have, Tigreal will 100% be a ban here. And also, speaking of bans, actually, not speaking of bans, this has nothing to do with bans. But guys, like Cronus mentioned in the beginning of the stream, he's gonna do a giveaway, right? He said some Naruto skins. That has me interested. You know, you can speak a little bit more about that giveaway that you. How do I sign up? You know, I want to sign up too.
All right.
Sign me up. He said
all right.
Naruto
Let me tell you guys. Because at the end of every month, I do an exclusive skin giveaway. Last month is already over. I'm literally right now resetting the database at the moment. The points have gone back to 0. So at the end of the month, if you have the highest points, you will be the winner of the giveaway. So last month's winner, Dia, she's in the chat. She's also the winner of the first month. She won the Hunter x Hunter skin, and now she'll be winning the Neo Beast skin as well. So at the end of this month or next month, depending on whenever the Naruto skin giveaway, Naruto skin comes up, I will be giving away one Naruto skin. So yes, at the end of the month. So
And I just gotta say, Cronus, I love your viewers, especially Dia. She won last time. She's not telling people, hey, you can, win a skin if you get those activity points. She's being quiet. They're all staying quiet.
No, she actually says it. She actually says it. Yeah, she does say it. I mean, at the end of the day, you want more viewers coming through. But yes, the more people watching, the more giveaways there are.
That's true. Okay. So that's amazing to hear. So Kron is giving away a skin. I would definitely stick around for that, making sure you get those activity points up. But looking at this though, the draft, I was completely wrong. I gotta take it back. Liu Yi being banned, respecting Mio. Now, interesting. What are they gonna take here? Harriet obviously got banned. Tigreal too. I'm surprised that Mida Fury decided to ban Tigreal.
Your team is picking.
Iritel, obviously, of course, counters that Granger. Good pick, very good pick. They're waiting to see what they're gonna pick. If Dagato is either gonna go XP or it's gonna go Rogue. So it's very smart to wait.
Payback time.
Yep, at the moment you can see smart bans coming through. Good picks being across the board. Royal Milk goes for the Lucas. They get Farsa. Again, the high ground trade is there. The assassin finishes there. They go for a Bruiser as the frontliner. The only thing that's missing out for the side of Noctum is a pick-off hero.
Absolutely. And let's see what the pick-off hero will be, though.
No.
Badang is interesting, though. I don't know if I would have done it because, like we've been saying, it's kind of close range. You got to get close up and personal. I don't know if you want to do that with Joy, with Kalea. And the Farsa has that range. Granger has that range. I don't like this Badang, but let's see what he's going to cook up, though.
I mean, yes, the Badang's not the best, but also kind of fits the bill, right? Why you have the immune with that fist crack to kind of let that big tsunami slam being immuned out, but also at the same time when Sky Skibberies tried to dive in, you have that fist break, that wall to kind of disrupt the flow of the Joy. So it works out, but you need that snowball in the early game once again.
Absolutely. But yeah, interesting pick, Badang. Now, this is going to be a big early game. I think whoever wins this early game is going to snowball. Obviously, they have Suyu on Noctem side, but on the other side, cannot disrespect Kalea, right? Joy, Lucas, kind of also competitive early game. So looking forward to who's going to win this early game. But speaking of early game, now we're doing second game coming up here. Absolutely crazy. We saw a crazy finish from Noctem last game, comeback. How is the second game going to end? Nobody knows, but let's see though. Let's get into it and let's get some hype here in the chat. And let's go.
Yeah, because ladies and gentlemen, as you heard, Synth, this is game number 2. You can see absolutely beautiful skins all across the board and making sure that these teams want to get the advantage. Joy, faster clear, so Sky Skibidi actually gets invaded early as well.
Wow. Yeah, but got to catch it. Just maybe checking to see what buff is he gonna do. Maybe waste his retribution as well. But look at this, the backup coming in now from Farsa and Kalea.
Yeah, and I think El Shinpak realized that, took the safer route. Now the first fight for the Lethal Wanderer is going to be up as well. You can see the taunt on towards Sakamoto. He gets taken down low, revitalized there. He goes for the knock-up, but at the same time, Super Toji might want to go for a play. Not there just yet.
And I just want to say, obviously, we see the second game a little bit more loosen up from both teams. Not really as passive as they did early game, at least the first few minutes. But good to see, though, both teams comfortable, looking to see who's gonna play their best game, and yeah, Mio, obviously Farsa, they was detrimental for Sai that last game. Now Mio has that Farsa. He has the same job, basically take out that Sicilian, make sure to keep the distance, and do a lot of damage on that Irrital.
Yeah, and if I'm not wrong, you mentioned, Synth, that Mio is actually playing currently for R8, right? And for those of you who don't know what R8 is actually an MPL MENA team. So what you're watching is absolutely the best of the best in Europe at the level of MPL, battling it out. And as you can see, they're positioning themselves for the first hurdle.
Yeah, and people can argue like, oh, R8 this, R8 that. Basically, to explain what it is, they play MPL, meaning they get paid. He gets paid salary to play this game. So definitely Mio, crazy player playing on that Farsa, R8. So looking to see how he's going to impact and how he's going to take Miller Fury to those wins. But look at this team fight, though. The Turtle.
They
both dancing.
Sakamoto, he's there. He wants to go for the play. Raijin Z. At the same time, you can see the back line not there. Sakamoto goes for the knock-up. At the same time, you can see Raijin Z taken down. First blood in the hands of Kyusen. Feather Airstrike coming through. El Shinpak gets taken down after a big tsunami slam. And guess what? Kyusen is the one to dish out the damage as the Granger. And now they are starting to take advantage once again.
Wow, really? It looked so clean. I got actually surprised how clean those 2 kills looked. We saw the tsunami slam take Gatukacha. Maybe he wasted ultimate. I don't really remember. But Badang just got caught. Just his HP just gone. Absolutely crazy to me how clean that team fight was from Milfio. Maybe they're back. But let's see this. Sakamoto a little bit overextended here.
He has the heal though, right? He definitely has the inbuilt heal that he can get. And to be honest, I'm curious for what roam he goes for. Goes for the Encourage, builds the Dreadnought armor, so definitely going to be sustaining quite a lot. And Mio actually taunting the entire team of Noctem, flew in front of them, drops an emote as well, baits out the Bat's Feast. Nice, well played.
Yeah, absolutely. Mio feeling confident this second game. This is what you like to see. A little bit of confidence coming in here from Milifio. Sure, they lost the last game, but they cannot say that game wasn't close. Everybody knows that game was close. So they should be feeling themselves, saying to themselves, basically, hey, you took that first game, but it was only because of we choking. You would never have had a chance if we played that perfectly. Now, coming in here, obviously, Milifio is 2 kills ahead. But we shouldn't get ahead of ourselves and think they have this game for any reason, because it's still competitive.
Definitely is. You can see Sakamoto positioning himself, making sure he provides a lot of vision for the rest of Melee Fury. While Noctem, I don't know, I think they're looking for something. Super Toji goes in for the clear once again. The mid lane is the battle, right? The mid lane is what they're fighting for. Renji actually gets a double lane clear.
And I just want to point something out. Like you said, the mid lane, no one is really ganking the goal lanes. They're all moving towards mid. Even when they have the chance, they're focusing on the mid lane to take that positioning, to take that turtle. Look at this.
Royal Milk, flash step, flash combo, feather
Royal
airstrike coming
Milk.
through as well. Nice knockup catches 4, killing spree in the hands of Kusen. They lose one.
Skibbity.
The second falls down. Sky Skibbity came through, cleaned up shop, and also secures himself the Starlium sight. That was really well played from Sakamoto with the flicker as well. Now goes for the Tsunami Slam, catches Sakamoto off guard. As you can see, they trade once more. Super Toji's down, and now Raijin Z will have to dash out of harm's way as well. Mio flies through, might get the
Mio.
kill
Mio
right
is
now.
the
You can
one.
see the
Mio
flickers
is the
coming
one.
through. Oh my
Look
goodness, the
at Mio.
taunt is there. Mio gets the kill, the 1v1, and now Mille Fiori
This is why
have
R8
turned it
pays him.
around 7-0.
This is why R8 pays Mio. Did you just see that play? Hesitating, right? He's very disciplined. Doesn't want to miss that skill. Doesn't want Badang to dash out. 7 kills to 0. This is a big lead. This is the confidence
Feathered
boost that they
airstrike,
needed. Look at
Renji,
Irritel. Irritel.
heavy crossbow going through, trying to survive. There's the Death Sonata as well, taking him down low. Royal Milk might be able to pick up the kill, but it goes to Q7. But right now you can see the engage coming through from El Shinpak, gets the kill on towards Royal Milk, who kind of overextended, but still got what they came for.
Yeah, really nice hits, Death Sonatas from Patrick Houston. They call him Kobe. He did a 3-peat right there. And that was amazing to catch out the Irritel. And still had no Purify, right? Did get stunned by that Kalia. And this is the type of gameplay that we expected from the Kalia, and Sakamoto has that Kalia. You know, Kalia is one of the strongest roams, or just one of the strongest heroes. Everybody wants to, if they can, pick that. But now Mille Fury obviously has that in their team, so very, very good. Very good draft in general from CL.
Yeah, at the moment they have drafted much better than the previous game, of course. As you can see, the idea is the same. It's just that Noctum don't have that tanky front line like they did in the previous one. Because a Hilda and Hylos is absolutely devastating. But right now, with a Badang, they might be able to do something. Oh my goodness, the 1v1 of the bot side, and they get the kill off camera on towards Super Toji. But at the same time, you can see, take a look at the top lane. Shinpak survives. Revitalize already popped. Oh, Kusen didn't get the gold crab, but they catch one off guard. Fist crack combo. They get the kill on towards Sakamoto. First time falling down, but oh my goodness, has 7 assists.
Red team turret has been destroyed.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. He did really good. Sakamoto has done really good up until that death, so it's all good. But look, they're still ahead, right? How are they gonna force the fight here to take that turtle? Let's see. Sky Skibbity coming up. He's gonna be competitive, obviously. He's gonna think he has this turtle. He always obviously wants to start it. Badang here, low HP. Shinpak, low HP. Are they gonna force it? They gotta fall back. I would say if you're knocked them, live to fight another day. Give them this turtle and maybe give them top. Just try to kind of defend.
They definitely have the late game for it, right? They have the Sicilian, they also have the Irritel. So yes, they have the late game unlocked, and we've seen what they can do in the late game. But at the same time, you can see Mio has positioning is so good, but right now gets chain CC'd, taken down. Shinpak on a killing spree, and now the rest of the cavalry is here. Sakamoto tries to go for the slam, not there just yet. They're trying to fight for the mid lane. I think they might actually get the tower. Can they?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Ooh,
They're
Royal
coming
Milk.
up. But look at this Kanata. Royal Milk gotta fall back. Look, they're doing a lot of damage. You gotta be careful. This is a position, a winning position Mille Fury has been in before. But they did throw. That last game they did throw. Now, they're obviously in a winning position again. They gotta play discipline. You gotta have discipline. It's impossible that they're playing a tournament and throwing this lead. A 4,000 gold lead.
Oh.
It's absolutely huge.
Kalea
Look at
Tsunami Slam, but at the same time he goes for the Fist Crack combo, comes through with the AOG as well. Feathered Airstrike to catch them off guard, but Raijin Z trying to show the damage, but from behind, Sai with the Bat's Impact, and the Evil Queller with Super Doji takes down the kill. Knocked him, find one finally, and now might turn that into a turret.
Wow. I mean, that was a great play, great positioning from Sai. Really was kiting, fell back during the Feathered Airstrike. But then when the Feathered Airstrike got cancelled, he came up, started doing a lot of damage, obviously, to Royal Milk. And really, Suyu coming in there to catch him. Very, very nice. Look, this is, I'm getting a little bit scared. Because Mille Fury is obviously winning, but but it's nothing. There's nothing guaranteed that they're gonna take this game. But look at this though. Look at this guy's.
Oh my goodness, the damage coming in from Houston is way too much. He gets a monster kill. Elchin back next on the chopping block. Gets taken down. The feathered airstrike might get the third, and yes, it does. They dispersed. United they stood, but divided they did fall. And right now, just before the Lord as well, Sky Skibbity's on it as Mille Fury is on top of it, and they get the advantage once again.
Wow, absolutely crazy. Very, very nice. Look at Patrick Houston, 6 kills. I wonder how much stack he has. Maybe 40, maybe 30. Can't really see from this POV, but
20 stacks.
20 stacks. Okay, that's a little bit. That's a little bit. Not as much as I expected, but still 20 stacks. You can just snowball that, right? So, gotta be careful here. Now we're seeing a little bit of towers getting taken away. Mille Fury has a big goal lead. Almost 7,000, I guess. And now the Lord marching up.
Yes, the Lord is marching from the bot lane at this point. Noctum are looking to defend. They have the holy shields available, so the Lord should be easily cleared out. At the moment, they got to take down the tier 2s. If they get an inhibitor, that'll be really well done for their side. And Noctum can defend because they have the high ground for sure. With Sai on the Sicilian, the mid lane trying to be cleared out as well. You can see Renji's there, but the Feather Airstrike comes through. Sakamoto goes for the knock-up once again. The Tsunami Slam, a dunk coming through, but you can see the AOG's there. Catches nobody. Unleashing the beast is Royal Milk, but meanwhile, in the back line, Drygen goes for the fist crack combo. They flicker out of harm's way, but here comes the Death Sonata, and Sky Skibidi comes to clean up shop once more. They get a godlike. They get a mega kill. They take down the third. The Lord is still healthy, taking down the bot inhibitor. Now, without losing a single hero, without losing one single kill, they are trying to get more, but Sai and Renji are the ones who survive. They might get the defend, but he goes, Sky Skibidi! The damage is way too much. Winter Crown comes through as well, but they get the shutdown as Sai takes him down, and now they might be able to end. Will they defend? I'm not sure, Synth.
Absolutely, they have to defend. They still have Sicilian. As long as they have Sicilian, they're going to be able to defend.
Oh my goodness.
Whoa, that damage from Farsa. And look at Patrick Houston, you know, he's still dangerous with that Death Sonora. Basically, Farsa getting you very low, and that Death Sonora can clean you up. Gotta be careful. But Sky Skibidi is very smart. He wasn't just gonna let Iritel defend that. He's gonna sacrifice himself to make sure that the team can push up. And that is the type of gameplay that's a very high level. You know, sacrificing yourself, but making sure that you get more benefits from doing that. Not just a trade, but yeah, very good. So Mille Fury has a huge lead here. The bot tower has no inhibitor. That is completely gone. The mid tower is half HP. The top tower is maybe 60%. I mean, there's this Lord is going to be very, very interesting because it's going to be I guess level 2, and you know the mid, there's almost no mid tower. So are they going to take? Let's see the Lord fight though. I'm very interested.
Yeah, I am too, because right now the Lord is up in about 10 seconds. Noctum might look for an advantageous play. They need to poke down Sakamoto before he goes for the slam, right? But at the same time, you can see they're trying to get the top side clear because they're the ones who have more turrets. So, and Sky Skibidi is very mobile, but here comes a concealed play. Super Doji might want to go for more. El Shinback trying to go for the taunt on towards them. Raijin's zoning them away as well. They've gotten control of the river, but not for long. Super
Look at
Doji.
the top tower. Look at the top tower. Look at the top tower.
Pressure.
It's pushing up, right? And that's not a few. That's not a few.
They might lose the inhibitor.
Absolutely. They might lose the inhibitor. Look at how much damage they're doing. Look, they gotta answer, right? And look at Mille Fury.
Oh my goodness, but at the same time they go through. They get the kill thanks to the Tsunami Slam. The AOG coming through as well. They catch 2 off guard, but now Side dishing out the damage, but he takes more thanks to the help of the Vengeance that comes through. Renji's a little late to the party. Didn't get the memo. He might get taken down. A heavy crossbow's doing a lot of damage, but Sky Skibidi does more. He gets the double kill. 4 down for the side of Noctum. Super Toji trying to go for the outplay, but he didn't get the kill. Q-Sen might take him down, but Sky Skibidi finds the triple, and now they're looking to end the game, make the series 1-1. Oh my goodness, what a way to start off the Blue Sea tournament.
I can't believe what I've seen. Mille Fury is playing chess. Look, Sky Skibidi pivoting up top, making sure that he's clearing the wave before the Lord. Now, Noctem was caught. Should they clear? Should they wait? And eventually, I guess someone goes to clear, but Iritel goes to clip, but then he's not in the team fight. Then Millefiori say, look, we just got to push up. And then they had a 5v4 right there. And Patrick Houston, MVP, absolutely crazy. Can we see how much damage he did? Wow, Millefiori was playing chess. Those last 15 seconds is absolutely chess gameplay. And Noctem is playing checkers. They're not really understanding what Millefiori is doing, but basically just putting pressure. They have to answer that top lane, because that tower is gonna be gone if they don't. And then it was way too late. Iritel was way off from that team fight. Absolutely crazy. 1-1 here. What can you say about that game?
That was intense. That was back and forth. They had me catching my breath the entire time. But of course, the plan was simple from the side of Millefiori. Sakamoto gets the pick off, they go for the pick off. When there's a team fight, Royal Milk goes, unleashes the beast, flash step, flash combo, a lot of chain CC on board. You're giving space to Kusin to actually dish out the damage. Mio's just there to try and poke them out, wasn't actually dealing the finishing blow. And that's what they did. It worked out so well. But for the side of Noctem, they needed to be in extended fights. They wanted the fight to go on longer and longer so that Sai can dish out more and more damage. That's why they have the Batang. That's why they have the Gatot Kacha. But guess what? When you're going against the Joy, you're not going to be in long fights. And the longer you are, the more chance the Joy has to destroy the back line. So yeah, it was perfectly well played.
Absolutely. But I think more than, the heroes and just the players, I think the positioning was what made that game, easy for Millefiori. We've seen the whole last game, Millefiori just out-positioned Carpe Noctem, whether it was in the turtle, whether it was before the team fight, before the Lord spawn, after the Lord spawn, like how they're clearing the waves, where they decide to go. The rotation was much better than we saw the first game. And Kalea being open, Sakamoto played really beautiful on Kalea, making sure that he catches that Suyu. He doesn't allow Iritel to get too confident, to get too ahead of himself and have too much impact in team fight. And of course, you gotta highlight Patrick Houston was dealing a lot of damage undisturbed. Now, he was not really threatened. No one was really doing damage to him. He was basically just dishing out damage and with no answer on the other side. Another person we gotta say did a lot was Mio, right? Handled himself in mid lane, had really nice feathered airstrikes. But this is kind of a little bit surprising as well, how quickly it snowballed, especially because at some point, Noctem looked like they were coming back a little bit. They started catching, Royal Milk, and they started, with Suyu on that blue buff. It started to look a little bit more promising, but Millefiori had that game from finish to end. And yeah, 1-1 here. Absolutely crazy.
1-1 first game out of the two that we have for tonight. It is a best of 3 for both, and oh my goodness, what a way to kick things off. Whew.
Absolutely. Now, very interesting into the third game is going to be the draft. Joy has been picked a lot. Kalea was open last game. It shouldn't have been open. I don't think, in my opinion, Joy shouldn't have been open as well. The draft is going to play a huge role here. Who is going to be banned, and what is your logic going to be? Are you more going to ban the comforts, or are you going to ban the quote-unquote famous heroes? So, because it changes a lot. If Noctem decides to ban the comforts, they would ban Joy. That Joy would never be picked. Kalea, I think they overestimated themselves, thinking that Sakamoto cannot use that Kalea. They got the answer wrong. He can. Should have been banned. So 2 heroes last game maybe was overlooked. And coming into this last draft, now their first pick. But Joy is not picked first, right? So Joy is still going to be open. Are they going to ban that on that first pick? Interesting to see. I don't know where they're going to go with drafts, but I'm looking forward to the last game for sure. And I think draft, like I said, is going to be the biggest change, the biggest difference, right? So, yeah, very nice game from Millefiori last game. So yeah.
Yeah, you're right. And at the moment, I think it's going to come down to how they're going to draft for this game. They need to go for the pickoff. They need to go for something that can dish out a lot of AoE CC, because that's been the play so far coming out from both teams. Not just a lockdown CC, not something that's a heavy CC like the Gato Kacha. yes, it works, but they need some sort of a pickoff composition. That's how this game has been so far. That's how it has been. You need to go for the pickoff. You need to go for the AoE. And right now, whichever team has kind of played to that has won. So at the moment, it's 1-1. I feel like both teams have to double down on that style, and also when it comes down to the rotation, right before the first turtle, they need to make sure the roam is in the EXP lane to take away entire minion wave. That helps them hit that level 4 power spike.
Yes,
In
sir.
the previous
yes,
game,
sir.
in the previous
Yes,
game,
sir. Knocked them.
Noctum didn't do
Yeah.
it, and they didn't get the advantage in the first turtle.
Yeah, and this is the kind of ban that I like to see. They said, no, sir. You're thinking of picking that joy? No, sir. We're going to ban that out first. We know you're global. We've seen you play that joy. You're not going to get that joy on the last game. And look at this, though. Millefiori answers by banning Kalia. Very smart ban. Obviously, you do not want to open that Kalia by any chance. Now, there's a few heroes open here. Harriet is one of them. We've seen the Harriet ban from the first game. We're seeing it again. Very, very, very good. And on the other side, we've seen Zuxi. We've seen Matilda. My expectation is that Matilda will be banned. They're not going to open a Matilda. You're crazy. Not for the last game. It's too risky. There's no way. So definitely Matilda will be banned here. And yeah, that's my prediction for this one.
Yeah, I think it definitely has to. They gotta ban the Granger as well, right? Let's not forget, we saw 2 Grangers, we saw 2 wins.
Always on the way.
So I think,
Yeah, Matilda.
Are we looking at a pattern as well for the Granger? You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. But
wait
maybe they'll
a
open
second. Did they win with the Granger? No, they didn't win the first game with the Granger. It's a 1-1
No,
for the Granger.
they didn't win.
Yeah.
They didn't win. They didn't win with the Granger. But maybe they'll ban either Sicilian, or they might go a little bit. Maybe they'll ban either Sicilian, or maybe like, I don't know, Phobius. Maybe, I'm not really sure. Just because I know that Kanata is kind of comfortable with that Phobius, but maybe it's not enough reasoning, so to say. But let's see though. I think this is a quote-unquote free ban. I think they can ban literally anything. They know that their plan is to pick that Suyu anyways. Zuxin, okay. Interesting ban.
Yeah, it is. It is interesting. So the Zushin being banned on the blue side definitely is. You want to go for the first pick, of course, and that means that they don't want to give any sort of a high ground hero on the other side. They might actually go for a first pick Sicilian, to be honest. Why? If they go for a first pick Sicilian, they can go for the trade of the Granger and the Harriet, but the Granger is just too good to let go of.
At your service.
Yeah. So obviously, Millefiori knows that Noctem wants that first pick Suyu. It's not a stranger. They picked it before. So they're banning that out. Very smart, very safe. Good ban from Millefiori.
My mission is to protect lives.
Oh, well, right now they understand that, they kind of get the assignment. They go for the front to back, the Hylos, the pickoff coming through with the Hayabusa. So it still fits the bill, but you're going with a pickoff in the play of an assassin. So they might actually go for a lot more AoE in the EXP lane, but then you're playing right into the hands of the Granger. 1 Rose Gold Meteor, and Sky Skibbity's going to have a hard time with his Hayabusa.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just want to talk a little bit, Hayabusa being picked here. Very interesting. We didn't see Hayabusa on either of the games, right? Hylos, another one that we didn't see. Now, Hylos is being picked for Sakamoto. Interesting. How is he going to play? Is he going to go Are they going to flex that Hylos into XP, or are they going to go roam? Now, Sky Skibidi, I know for a fact, doesn't feel as comfortable. With Joy, he feels the most comfortable, the most confident. But with the Hayabusa, he still plays it. Don't get it wrong. Now, that being picked, I think this Chichi or CC, however people want to call it, I think this is just to answer that Hylos. Interesting. Selena being picked here. Wow. So Selena obviously was banned from Millefiori, decided to ban it before. But it being picked here, very good. Now, I think we can see a lot of options here coming in from Millefiori. They can either commit with Tigreal, it's one option. I don't think they're going to do it, but I think that's a chance. Or they can decide to pick their mage. I think picking their mage is more chance. Maybe they'll go Farsa or Sicilian. It's a huge, huge chance that they either choose Farsa or Sicilian. Farsa picking into Selena is a little bit counterintuitive, but at the same time has a lot of range. Okay, just decides to pick Iritel. So that was basically the last option that I had thought about, because of course Iritel counters that Granger. So safe pick and going into the next stage. Interesting. So on the other side, Noctem needs a jungle and a roam. Fanny being banned, good ban. Toji plays it, I guess, but he didn't play it the last two games. So interesting to see.
You know
what will Shin ban though?
What I was thinking of from the side of Melee Fury, if they go for a possible Cho, or rather if they go for a Cho on the side of Noctem, that really kind of puts them on the aggression, right? Noctem are looking to play much more aggressive if they pick up the Cho, but at the moment,
the problem the problem with Chu is that they would be too squishy front lane.
Exactly.
That Chi-Chi, so it's a huge trade-off. I think Gato was a really good ban, but I think the Tigreal is going to be picked. It's going to be picked for either Melee Fury or it's going to be picked for Noctem. I know picking Tigreal for Melee Fury might seem a little bit strange. Why do you take Hylos into Chi-Chi? Just because Tigreal is just so good. It combines well with almost all mid laners, and also you have the close range. Selena needs to get close up and personal. Chi-Chi also is kind of a close range hero, so you can make a good engage later on. Let's see though what they're gonna ban, or what they're gonna pick. Sorry.
They definitely need a frontliner, right? And I think the Terizla can fit the bill, but oh my goodness, if they go for a Benedetta, that might actually work. They're hovering over so many EXP lane heroes, so not able to decide. So that means definitely this Hylos is going to be in the wrong position. It's not going to be flexed quite a lot. But at the moment, that's what they want, right? The Granger wants another fighter. He wants another stationary fighter. This Selena wants another stationary fighter. They go for the Badang once again in this game. I'm not sure how it will work out, because you have a losing lane matchup in the EXP side, regardless of who we go. But oh my goodness, they pick up the chip. No way.
This is a high level. Whoa. This is a high level draft here coming in from the side of Noctem. They're playing Chip and Chi-Chi and Ling and Selena. This, you need to play precise here. But speaking of precise, if they go Louis, this is gonna be really crazy, because Louis can easily get caught, right? It doesn't have a lot of mobility, but it does have that teleport, that diversion, right? So another one interesting is Faramis, because Faramis really can counter that engage. If Noctem just decides to pounce under that turret or something, Faramis can save the team and actually, make a good counter engage. So interesting to see. What do you have to say about these two drafts here?
I like both the drafts. I like the Faramis for the fact that they're trying to counter the engage that comes in from the Chip, as well as the Ling. But what he needs to understand, he needs to go for the Purify, because if he gets stunned, then nobody kind of survives. So at the moment, he's hovering on the Flicker. Mion still not changing it. Okay, seems like the Flicker is the spell of choice. But if you ask me, at this point, if you get stunned in the middle of a team fight and your team is relying on you for the Nether Realm, they're not going to be able to see it.
Yeah, he's more Flicker here, I think, for Ling. He wants to kind of escape Ling, doesn't want to give him a very easy time. So it's hard to say, is Purify better? I guess if he's going to play more aggressive, Purify would be better. But if he's going to play passive on the turret, you got to kind of worry yourself more about Ling. So that is why Flicker is picked here. But let's see though. This is the last game, guys. So one of these teams are gonna come up on top. The other one, it's really bad. I like to say it's really bad to lose the first match. Neither team, of course, wants to lose. Look at this though. Chip. How is Chip gonna come into play?
Oh, gets the CC on towards him, but at the same time, you can see a nice rotation from Sky. Skibbity baits out the Flicker as well. Goes in a little late with the Quad Shadow and might get the kill. He does not. Shinpak able to survive thanks to the shield that comes through. Well played. They're fighting for the lead though. Sai helping out with the trap. Toji gets it with the Retribution. Only trading HP and trading spells. Flicker not going to be there for Shinpak in the first turtle.
Yeah. And let's see though. Now, Sai is kind of low, right? Faramis has a little bit of more poke. But let's see Hayabusa. I'm interested to see how is
Doji,
this gonna come.
level
He plays so
4.
aggressive.
Oh, Ogi Shadow Kill's online. He could go for it. There's the Tempest of Blades. He could go back with the Quad Shadow. Doesn't choose to go back just yet, but the first blood is there. Beautiful rotation coming in from Renji and Super Toji as well. Fast fingers on the Ling. Good communication all across the board.
So aggressive from Ling. I mean, absolutely. He couldn't catch that Hayabusa, right? Shadowed away, but Hylos was overextended right there. How is this turtle fight gonna come up though? Because look, it's not guaranteed that Noctem just has an easy turtle fight, because Ling is not a typical hero that you can kind of force objectives, especially not in the early game. Hayabusa though can be when he catches someone off guard.
Oh, but you can see right now, Royal Milk trying to make sure Shinpak doesn't reach that level 4 or delaying it. But right now, they still go for it nonetheless. Mio gets caught on. This is what I was talking about. They don't have the Nether Realm. He will go down, and yes, he does. Finally, they find a way, and now Raijin here gets a quad shot on towards him. Sky Skibbity goes for the Ogi Shadow kill, gets the kill as well. One down each side, but here comes Super Toji after getting the turtle. He goes for it without the Ogi Shadow kill present. He understands Sky Skibbity is going to be an easy target with that Tempest of Blades. Drops it down, and oh my goodness, does that Ling has fast fingers or what?
Yeah, it's almost like he's been watching some of my gameplay with that Ling. But anyways, we saw two interesting engages right there. Sai getting that Selena stun onto Hylos. Hylos being way caught off guard, dying. But another one was Hayabusa with the Shadow, right? Did already waste Shadow, so he was under turret with no protection. Ling still has that ultimate. Caught him off guard. Really, really great.
That's why I said Mio needs the Purify, going for the Flicker instead. And guess what? It's not just him that pays the price. The entire team does. Unfortunate for the side of Melee Fury. Now Sky Skibbity does not have the advantage. And you know what Ling wants? Ling wants to farm fast, gets his item fast. Because once he's ahead, it's going to be a hard snowball and hard to come back from. So far, this Assassin versus Assassin battle, Super Toji's come out on top. Not once, but twice.
Yeah, absolutely. But look at this though. Melee Fury losing early game. Chi-Chi being a little bit annoying, right? Going to the red buff, checking. Yes, telling his team, yes, they are at the red buff. Let's fall back to mid. Maybe they'll do something. Maybe they'll miss position. And on the other side, we have on the gold lane, obviously, Iritel against Granger. Chip, going bot side.
Oh no, you can see they go for the shortcut and they get the kill. Really well played, but the Tempest of Blades comes up. Sakamoto is the target. There's the Nether Realm finally coming through, and now with the Finch Poise he gets away, but the Fist Crack is there. They get the kill on towards Shinpak, but they can see the Curtain Call being used as well. Renji's there, dishing out the damage. Hayabusa trying to go for a play, but at the same time you can see one after another. Royal Milk goes for the engage. They get the kill. Renji's the only one left standing with the help of course, Sai. And right now with the Ogi Shadow kill, Sky Skibbity gets that one. And Shinpak is back online. That was a full 5-man wipeout. Really well played from Melee Fury.
Wow, I read that right there. I said, look at the chip. It looks like he's about to do something onto Iritel. He did flicker in, force that kill, but look, they were way overextended. All of them. Not one, not two, not three. The whole team dived under turret. But that was way risky. That was too risky. They didn't need to do that.
Yeah.
Wow, this is bringing Melee Fury back, right? But look at this though. Hylos, where are you?
Oh my god, he goes again. Ooh. Sakamoto, you're right. Where was he? He was off position trying to make sure he can catch a bush, but there was nobody present. He gets hit with the arrow as well, delaying the recall. That only means they delay the rotation, but right now Sky Skibbity is there on the top side. You can see they go in for the shortcut in the bot side. They get the kill on towards Q-Sen, who was the target, but Super Doji might get taken out, and yes, he does. Royal Milk is on a killing spree, but the shutdown is there as they get a double in the hands of Renji. Make that a triple. Once again, Mio not having the Purify is being a problem.
Yeah, it's being a huge problem, right? So If he had the Purify, maybe there he would have survived. But look, now Range is starting to get ahead. They lost that bot tower. Milifury, they need... I cannot understate this enough. They need to just farm, need to just relax. I think Noctem can make mistakes. They need to just chill, though. Look at this guy, Skibidi. You have no shadows, my friend. You gotta be careful! Selena still looking at him, eyeing him right there, but he's gonna have shadows, so he's gonna escape.
It's difficult.
There's so much
right?
action happening, Cronus, everywhere. There's just so much action. One stun from Selena, it could be a game changer.
That's what it's been so far, and Mio has been the target the entire time. Why? Because there's no respect, no Purifier coming through. Only the Flicker. Yes, you have the potential to make the outplay, but the probability of doing that against such mobile heroes from the side of Noctem is super hard. Yeah. Right now, the third turtle is almost up. They're positioning themselves, but the trap providing the vision as Royal Milk might get caught off guard. No, they don't. And finally, Noctem get the advantage on that side.
Oh, they did stun him. They did stun him. Look at Badang, though, really low. Falling back, has to fall back. Selena did stun him there.
Oh,
but look now.
Shinpak baiting out the quad shadow as well. Sky Skibidi understands he is between a rock and a hard place when it comes to playing these. But you know what?
Look at Chip. Look at Chip.
Oh,
look at Chip. He's still dangerous. Yeah, the positioning from Chip. Look, he's telling his team, calm down. Calma, calma, as you say in, I guess, Italian or Spanish. I'm not really sure.
Spanish.
But he's telling you Spanish. Okay, I'm getting a language lesson right here from Cronus. I love that. But look, the Chip right here.
But right now you can see,
careful, right?
Yeah, the danger is from the Granger. He is 5-1 and 2. They might go for the play, and yes, he does shortcut through on towards Royal Milk, but Sakamoto drops down the glorious pathway. At the back line, you can see Ryan Jinzi going in, and Mio pops the Netherrealm as well. Granger danger still online, but they go through Royal Milk, taken down low, but here comes Sky Skibidi. The Tempest of Blades drop down, but they get the turtle in their hands as the Sakamoto will be a mega kill, a casualty in that turtle take. Somehow, someway, Noctem are finding advantage. They go on towards Sky Skibidi. He's been the sole target the entire game. They're not letting this assassin assassinate anyone.
Yeah, and like we said, Mio popping that Netherrealm early, but look at Chip now. Chip is top lane. They're looking for this turret. I think the game changer right there was Mio popping that Netherrealm. That basically told them, you don't have anything to contest this turtle. We're just going to take it.
And that's what happened, right? That's what happened this entire time, as right now you can see Noctem are taking turret after turret, and they get Mio caught out, but right now you can see at the same time they get the glorious pathway with that fist break combo. Shortcut comes through, but the back line with the quad shadow being hit, he might go for the Yogi Shadow kill. Who baits it out first? Is it the Yogi Shadow kill or the Tempest of Blades? Both the assassins waiting for the other, and right now Super Toji not committing just yet. No spaces there. You do want to drop it down in the jungle. Purple buff is up, and it seems like they want to contest. He goes for the Yogi Shadow kill on towards Sky, but the damage is split, and they don't get the kill.
So unlucky. So unlucky.
Oh, Chip. Chip. No.
He was so unlucky. It attaches onto Ragin, onto that Chi-Chi instead of that Selena. That could have been a big game changer. But now Selena survives, right? So very interesting. Look at Chip, another one. Very interesting position here. He's really harassing the enemy here.
He could go for it.
He's really harassing the jungle.
He goes for it.
Yeah, he could.
Oh my god, he's given a heart attack to Sky Skibidi the entire time. He actually even checked that bush with the help of that lizard creep, right? But the lizard didn't go out because the positioning from the Chip was absolutely at the edge, not catching them. And right now, he has been a menace completely, allowing this Granger to snowball 6-1 and 2. But right now, they catch them off guard. He goes for the Glorious Panther with a fist crack combo. Ogi Shadow kill, helping up the kill as well. Good play coming through from the side of Melee Fury. But now they might go for the re-engage. Super Toji's present. He's aiding on towards the push. He can go into the back line. He gets the kill. Will he get it? The Tempest of Blades is there. But you can see he gets Renji or Kyusen. That was the target. But right now, Granger is still alive. The danger is still on. He goes for the Raptor. The music is too hard for them to listen to. The damage is online, definitely, but right now Sky Skibidi doesn't have it. But the Ghostbusters from Mio finally get the shutdown as we get to see the Flicker in play.
Finally seeing some kind of life coming out here. But look, Carpet Noctem made it competitive. Toji hiding in that bush made them really work for their meal here. Now, nobody's going to get this low. This is going to be another Lord dance. But look, 4,500 goal lead onto the side of Copper knocked him. How is Millefleur going to bring this back? Really nice plays by Badang, but we need to see more. We need to see more to get the advantage of this game.
Ooh.
And Ling, obviously, it's gonna start split pushing, right? Look at okay, he's just showing him that you should have picked that Purify, but we saw Flicker from that last fight coming into a big play. So
he might have caught him again, but the Abyssal Trap and the arrow just not far enough, but they get it on towards Qsen. All they're doing with these arrows and the trap is poking them down, right? One after the other, they're poking them. Why? Because they have a Ling who can fly across the map and just assassinate someone, unlike a ninja. But right now, this ninja's looking to catch Renji off guard because he's been the target, but guess what? They catch Sakamoto, poke him down, and the worst enemy of a Hylos is poke, of course. And now the Lord is up 12 minutes in the game. The far lane being pushed by Super Toji, and that does a lot of work for them around the map.
Yeah, my prediction here is that Toji is going to play a huge role. Oh, conceal from someone. Conceal from Chip.
Shinpak. He goes for the shortcut. He catches 3 off guard, but at the same time, the fist crack combo comes through. And right now, you can see the Tempest of Blades catching them off guard, but he misses the sword. And right now, that's clean go sign for the side of the rest of Melee Fury as they get the damage with a heavy crossbow. They get one, they get the second, and that's the third. 3 for 1 being traded. Sakamoto's the only sacrifice, and that was well played coming through from Melee Fury. As right now, they will get their hands on the Lord off of a mistake from Super Toji.
Yeah, but it also looked like a mistake from Shinpak, deciding that was the moment to pounce, right? But the NetherRealm really saved everybody. But also Patrick Houston, after the whole engage, the initial engage, Patrick Houston just comes out of nowhere, ultimates in, and then just decides to dish out huge damage onto Ling, onto Renji, onto Chip. I mean, this is a comeback that we were mentioning, right? This is the comeback. This is what the Milo Fury needed to get back into this game.
Hey, it's not over until the fat lady sings, but this time the Lord is the one who wants to play the music. But Lord gets taken down. They're able to defend. Super Toji needs his hands on the purple buff, but guess what? Melee Fury don't care. But on the other side, the shortcut, conceal play coming through as well. Skyskipper able to use the quad shadow to get our harm's way. Oh, Shinpak! He actually flickers out, but there's the glorious pathway coming through. And right now, you can see they get the kill, a killing spree in the hands of Renji. But there it is, Mio with the NetherRealm making sure they survive. Meanwhile, the backline, Royal Milk trying to take down Renji, but the Granger is so dangerous. And right now, he kites out beautifully. He might be able to get the kill, but they lose 2 in the process, but the minion wave is too thick for them right now. As you can see, the rest of Melee Fury want to take it out, but there it is. What a beautiful play coming through from Mio with the flicker. They might not be able to defend. They actually do. There are no minions present, but they get a triple kill in the hands of Qsen as the base crystal is left exposed for the side of Melee Fury to pick up the victory.
Wow, this is absolutely crazy. Crazy engage right there. Chip caught in no man's land. What did he do there? I don't know. I don't know what the communication was. He wasted that teleport, wasted that ultimate onto Hayabusa. Hayabusa just shadows away. Very smart. Communicates to his team, hey, Chip is out in no man's land. We can easily kill him. And of course, that's what they did. Then it started to snowball, right? Kanata moving in, flickers in. I guess he caught the Selena. Really, really nice play right there from Kanata. And then you just go in. NetherRealm having to protect themselves against Chi-Chi. Insane team fight right there. And that's a very, very nice draft, I have to say. Patrick Houston dishing out a lot of damage. And Sky Skibidi playing really nice from that jungle. But Mio, having to save his team time and time again. And that, I think, was what was made the big difference maker. I know Millefleur right now is extremely happy. This is a very close game, right? Either team could have at some point taken it, and Millefleur made that comeback, showed, that they want this maybe a little bit more than knock them today. Wow, what a game.
You know what, Synth? I'm just thinking to myself, is this a final or is this the first game?
I don't know. It felt like a final. I mean, honestly, I know how happy Millefleur is. They really wanted that game. Like, you could see, but also knock them. You could see both teams really making sweaty plays. I want to highlight that Chip positioning up until that last fight had been good, right? Made it annoying for Hayabusa, but that last got a little bit ahead of himself, that last fight. and then that he made the big mistake that caught himself caught himself off guard, and then making sure that Millefiori had an easy time picking him up. Wow, what a series! What can we say a little bit more about the series in general?
Hey, you know what? I can tell you definitely that this series was a highlight match. And for those of you who want to get to know the players, for those of you who want to see the action on Discord as well, you could join the entire community of Blue Sea. I've made sure to pin their Discord out in the chat. And if you want, oh my god, and if you cannot find it, it's also present in the description as well. But for now, make sure you also like and subscribe to the channel. That helps out quite a lot. Of course, your casters, myself, Kronos, alongside me, Synth, to bring you the action for game number 1 in the Blue Sea Tournament. Season 2, Noctum on the red side, as well as Millefiori on the blue. Millefiori took the series 2-1, but oh my goodness, Synth, it was so close. And it all came down to making sure that you're expecting your opposition to make a mistake, because this game was in the hands of Noctum. And like you mentioned, yes, El Shinpak is the one who made the calls which were questionable, and those questionable calls kind of led to their downfall in these team fights. Not like the call is bad or good, it was just questionable, and Super Toji wasn't in the right position to capitalize, and the Granger danger just wasn't present.
Basically, what Shin did there is put himself in a make or break situation. Either they're gonna do a very nice play and they're gonna win the team fight, or he's gonna be caught, like we saw. The Hayabusa is gonna shut away, and he's gonna be dead. Meaning you're gonna put your team in a very losing position, and he did. He didn't manage really to stun that Hayabusa. The Hayabusa escaped, and that is what made the big difference. But really crazy drafts from both teams. We saw the Selena, we saw a little bit of the gameplay of Chip, also, but Faramis, Hayabusa. I mean, this was a high level, high skill draft from both teams. Insane gameplay just in general. Wow.
Hey, and you know what? It's not just absolutely insane. It was calculated. These are all practice. These are what they practice the entire time. This is how they play, and this is what you get when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object, right? They look at me. I'm not even able to spell out the words because they made me expend so much energy in this first series that I did not expect. And oh my goodness, what a way to kick things off.
I mean, that first series made me start saying words in English that I didn't even know existed in the vocabulary. I said, I make that up. When you sit, you can make the words up. I make my own words. But now I guess we're going to wait a little bit. I'm not really sure. I'm waiting for information. We're going to go into the second game. I think it's going to be between Sprikiti 69 and MOB. And it's going to be a very interesting game. Both teams are Filipino, and both teams have a little bit of tension. Who's the better Filipino team? They have a little bit of tension, like they usually do when two Filipino teams play against each other. So, but I'm looking for information when that's going to happen.
Hey, meanwhile, while that's happening, you guys can, of course, put your comments and let us know how you found that game. Big W if it was interesting. Make sure you like, guys. Make sure you go join the Discord. It helps out quite a lot. And also, let me tell you something, Synth. According to the audience poll, 77% for Noctum to win. Millefiori 22%. I don't know where that 1% disappeared, but that's what it shows. So everyone expected Noctum to win, but Millefiori actually won that one.
Yeah, which is surprising because when they had the first season of this tournament, I know that Millefiori was the favorite to win the tournament. They lost. They were the favorites in the voting, but of course they lost that tournament. So now it's the other way around, right? Noctum was the favorite to win this day, but Millefiori somehow comes up on top. Really crazy gameplay. I mean, I can sit here and talk about the gameplay, but it doesn't do it justice. You guys just need to rewind the stream later on after and see how crazy that game was. But yeah,
it was.
Just want to say, coming into the second match, I've received information that it's about in 15 minutes because they're gonna ping test. They're gonna make sure that everything is good, and then they're gonna launch the second game.
Yeah, I think it was absolutely crazy for what happened. Of course, I made sure to turn up my camera as well so you all can see what's going on. In the meantime, right now, Synth, I don't know what he's up to. He can't use his camera. Otherwise, I've added his as well.
Yeah.
So don't worry, Synth. I'll change it
Yeah.
so that you can see what I'm looking at as
Yeah.
well. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I see.
Nice to see you.
All I want to say is I see a beautiful person, but I'm not really sure who that is, though. No comment. But Kronos is looking fresh today, like he usually does when he's casting, right? So good to see.
Sir.
Maybe next time I'll have the live fleek from here, right? But for now, we didn't manage to get that set up because it was just didn't have enough time. But yeah, maybe next time. I know you guys want to see me, right? So don't worry, I will bless you guys later on.
Ashley is here. Hi, Ashley.
Hi. How are you guys doing?
That was a fun game.
We're
You
doing
guys-
good. So I just want to say before we get into questions and so on, if you can just talk a little bit about the tournament. I know that there's a lot of Indian viewers. They're wondering what tournament is this and how did you come about this tournament and why are you making this tournament? And so can you just talk a little bit about the tournament?
Chaos.
Okay, so this
reigns from the
tournament
shadows.
got we decided to do this just because in the EU there's not much tournaments going on and it is kind of dead at the moment, and we just want all of the EU community to come together and play and see where the legacy leads them technically. So but more than that, I think it's also quite good to know that there are good players out there, and that even if you can face the top globals and all that, you have the chance to prove yourself, what you can do in a tournament. If you get me.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're just gonna do a bit of a ping test, and then we're gonna start for the next one. Obviously, guys, please drink some water, just because you were so amazing, by the way. All of the comments, everyone was just going crazy. Honestly, thank you for doing this.
Thank you for having us.
It's fine. Yeah, thank you for having us.
The pleasure
And
is
thank you,
ours.
Kronos. I mean, you wouldn't need to do this, but I asked you like a friend. I said this is, they're doing it for a good cause and everything. So I appreciate you for really showing up. Kronos is, he's a charitable guy, not just on stream, but off stream as well. He didn't need to do this, but still showing up. So
I'll
absolutely
be
love him for
honest.
that.
I'll be honest. I at first I said no because I wanted to sleep. But
Yeah.
that's it. But yeah, it's okay. Made it here, and right now we have about 10 to 15 minutes. So I was gonna say, Synth, you wanna hop up for a brawl till they come on?
Yeah, I'll carry you for sure.
So hey, oh my god, this guy said I'll carry you on a brawl, bro. Really? I'm just saying something for the viewers to watch. Until at least until they see the next team come on board, they'll be like, oh my god, these guys are analyzing the game so much they can't play up to the same level. What's going on? Type of situation. You know what I mean? Oh my goodness, that was absolutely epic. That was absolutely epic for what we saw. I'm waiting for Synth to join, of course, and if Synth joins, we'll go.
Yo,
on a
Kronos,
brawl.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I just found out, I left my iPad open on the other side of the room and I'm in their ping test, meaning I'm inside of their game, which I shouldn't have been, but they hosted the same lobby and everything, so they just started. So I cannot join you for that brawl. I would really love to carry you, but cannot for this time.
I'll just play a brawl until then instead of keeping the viewers waiting. Give them it's 15 minutes, right? So a brawl should be enough.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see though, guys. Kronos coming up to the brawl. Let's see what hero he gets. Interesting pick, right? Is he gonna get Hanzo, one of the best heroes in brawl, or is he gonna get, I don't know, Granger?
What's
Really
this
good
guy
range,
doing?
right? I'm kidding.
Granger
He gets
danger.
the Kagura.
Nah, I
Now
don't want
the
the
draft
Kagura.
should, but the Tigreal, he should definitely change for the Tigreal. Definitely has good engage, right?
Somebody
And
wants the Kagura for sure. No, we have Esmeralda, Alucard, Bane, I just want this guy. I'm just gonna
No,
spin
just
around the ballerina.
Until the day
They called him the fidget spinner during his prime. So.
Exactly. He still is. He still is one of the fidget spinners.
Yeah. Which skin do you? Oh, you have a lot of skins on.
I actually played a lot of Balmond, you know.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you
I
have
do.
any funny stories? You used to play him on XP or something? Or
No, I used to play him in the
how's-
jungle. I used to get like triple kill maniacs when I was left at like 1 HP thanks to the War Axe and Bloodlust Axe when it was there. So yeah, you
Damn.
gotta you gotta know
Guys.
how to build. That's the key, guys. That's the key.
Yeah, guys, don't forget Cronus. You know, he can still show up. You know, if you play him in the
Yeah.
tournament, he still shows you who he is. So don't just think he's a caster and don't play the game. He still shows up. So
Yeah, you gotta always check the emblems, right? So you know who you're playing against, what they got. Look, this is just dumb. Why would you have that on a Hanzo in a brawl?
yeah, absolutely.
You know, just show that off a little bit. And then we go into the game. Oh,
Welcome.
Absolutely.
to the legend.
let's go. Let's check it out. But Synth, how you been, bro? It's been a long time. It's been a long time for sure.
Yeah. Maybe too long. Some people say it's been too long. You know, they've been looking forward to this reunion for a bit. So, I mean, I've been doing good. Just been working, just been living life, going, doing my stuff, regular stuff, going gym, enjoying with friends, being outside a little bit. Been traveling. I went to Turkey. I just came home 2 days ago. I was in Istanbul. And enjoying life, just walking around there. There's so many cats. There's cats everywhere. There's cats in stores. There's cats in, I don't know, McDonald's. Cats everywhere, even in hotels. So yeah, but I like cats, so it was fun to see that many cats. Especially in Sweden, there's almost no cats outside. At least they're not gonna be in the wild. So yeah, but I was in Istanbul. Enjoyed the weather there. It's super warm. Super nice. The people, there's so many people everywhere. But it's I guess it's one of the biggest cities in, I don't know if you can call it Europe, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, it sounds like you had fun though. That's the most important thing.
pay them back 10
Yeah, absolutely had fun. Went to sauna, ate some
You're making
kebabs.
me jealous, bro. You're making me
Yeah,
jealous.
Cronus, I'm gonna give you you need to go out there and vlog, bro. People are looking forward to seeing you in real life vlogs. When you have that vacation, bro, you gotta travel and you gotta do some vlogs, right? So
Yup.
I'm looking. This is preemptively, leaking something. But when you go to India, when you go to these places, bro, people wanna see you vlog, right? Take it
For
to the
sure,
next.
for sure, bro. For sure. I've already planned the
Okay.
whole trip and see how it might be. So just
Oh,
waiting
really?
for just waiting for it to happen. And then if I'm traveling, of course, I will try my best to vlog. Ooh, my boy, this guy is just this.
Yeah. And can you say where, or is that gonna be a little bit surprise?
Right now, no.
Yeah,
I'm right now at the
Okay.
moment, not anytime soon. So I can't really say something and not do it type situation. So not.
Yeah,
not
I know what you
anytime
mean. You don't want to
soon.
out something that might
Yeah.
not happen. I get it.
Exactly. But I can
Okay.
tell you that what we saw today in terms of gameplay was absolutely some of the top gameplay from Europe. That was like, oof. This is why I like casting European tournaments, because you never know what to expect, and all of a sudden you have absolutely fantastic games to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. And just want to
Bro,
give
this
shout out to
Alucard, bro. This guy is so.
just want to give shout out to everyone. Basically, from Mille Fury winning that game, played amazing. CL obviously drafting for them, and Sakamoto stepping up. Patrick Houston doing great job. Royal Milk, Kanata playing amazing, and Neo coming in there, stepping in. I mean, everybody played really, really nice. So it's absolutely good to see.
True.
Has been slain.
It is well played from their side, of course.
Now, I don't know. What's your expectations for next game? I guess we're gonna. How do we even top that game? I mean, that's so.
It's the fact that the first game had a lot of action, but I think the next games might actually be more of intellectual gameplay.
Yeah.
A lot more thought process behind it. Not
Yeah,
just like
and I
me
do
playing
have-
Balmond and just spinning the entire time. So.
Yeah, not being a fidget spinner, right? So you gotta have some more thought into it. But I do receive live information. So I did receive some information that they tested. They did a ping test,
We have to
but
raid.
the host was lagging, or the teams were lagging in that ping test. So they're gonna switch the server. So they're gonna play in a different server. So they're gonna do another ping test. So to see if that other server is better. So yeah, let's see.
Let's hope they find the perfect one, because we want to make sure both the teams have enough of. They have the best
Ooh.
server to kind of play, right? We want to make sure nobody has any sort of unfair advantage. That's the main thing. So at the moment, I feel like they both are finding the right spot, you can say. If they find the right spot, all hell can break loose, if you know what I mean, guys.
Yeah, you gotta find the right spot. It's not the G spot, but it's the good spot. Yeah. So let's see, let's see now. But yeah, I mean, overall, I'm really surprised. I expected good action, but I didn't expect that much. That game to be that volatile. Every game, we say, oh, but which game do you mean? I mean, every game was a roller coaster. It looked like one team was winning at some point, and the other team flipped in another team fight, and then all of a sudden the first team is coming back, and then with 1 HP on the towers, and then they come back to win that. I mean, it's so unpredictable. So it's very interesting. I'm always engaged. Sometimes you do
What's wrong with
casting.
that? Did you
Oh,
see?
nice. Yeah. Yeah. He just sniped you and you activated the benches.
Hey, hopefully we don't get to see something like that right now, Chris, bro. That was...
Yeah.
Why?
You know what's funny? It looked like you were bulletproof. It looked like he hit you, but he just got crushed.
Oh my god, I don't know what happened. But
Listen, guys. Someone needs to, clip that and send that again in chat, because that was absolutely crazy. That was really funny, actually.
That was absolutely funny, man. That was funny. Hilarious, if you ask me. It was absolutely...
Yeah.
But this guy...
No true allies except for us.
Oh my god. This is why I like Balman, right? You can keep spinning and then you survive. Hit the ins and outs of this Balman. It's good.
We will
And then
pay
you
them
understand how to play the game. You understand how to win the game. And we just won.
Yeah. Guys, that is because of the Balman, bro. The Balman is making all the difference here.
Big brain.
Bonus.
I didn't get the
Yeah.
MVP though. Thanks for
Let me
watching
check
us.
how-
Like, sub, all that good stuff.
Yeah. Blow him up, guys. Like he said, if you came here for the second match, he's been saying it, all throughout the first match. Whoever has the most activity points gets a skin. And we're not talking an elite skin. We're not talking an epic skin. You're getting one of the special skins, meaning Naruto, meaning, I don't know. I guess there's no KOF, but, Hunter x Hunter. You're getting good skins, so make sure you stick around. Do all that great stuff on his stream. Make sure to boost him up, and he's gonna reward you in return. So great. Let's see. Are we ready for the first match? I guess they decided on a server, right?
I'm not sure. We need to... Is that the host that left the lobby? Feels like... No, it wasn't. I'm not sure. I think they're still... If they haven't found a proper server for them to host, of course, I think they'll just wait for the right timing, right? So, yeah, I think at the moment... let's see how it works out, right? Because I feel like definitely both these teams need to watch out for each other. Again, it's going to be the blue, the red mob, Sprikitic.
Yeah.
Sprikitic. That's nice. That's a tongue twister. But of course, at that point,
Sprikitic. Yeah.
Sprikitic. Yeah, but I think they're definitely looking for that Granger Suyo Harriet kind of trade, right? Because that's the most important one that they need to look out for. And it was so close. I think in the previous game, if I go and take a look back at what actually happened, it's just the fact that the Ling, no matter how good he was, right? No matter
Yeah.
how good the Ling is, it just doesn't work in this current meta. It just doesn't. I've seen the best of the best Ling players not being able to finish the game just because it's a little, I don't know, Ling has that something missing at the moment that doesn't make
Yeah.
him a viable pick in the meta. I would rather prefer a Lancelot in the jungle compared to the Ling just because of that slight bit of advantage that he can have on his side. So that it's just something that's missing for the Ling. I don't know what it is, but every time I see a Ling, I've never really seen him win in tournaments at all. So need to find answers for that, and definitely instead of the Ling, he could have even gone for a Nolan. A Nolan would have been good there too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm surprised he lost with Ling that late in the in the game in general, just because Ling is a great split pusher, and he had the chance to put a lot of pressure with that split push. Especially it's because Hayabusa is the only one that can answer that, and I think it's a little bit of advantage in Ling just because he's much faster than Hayabusa. Not much faster, but he's a little bit faster than Hayabusa and can catch him off guard in the bushes and so on, force him to use that quad kill just to counter him with a Tempest Blade later on. But yeah, that's not what we saw. Obviously, yeah, just both teams just decided to team fight, not utilizing the split push really in general for that last game, and in the end, it showed up that Mila came up on top. So extremely good, extremely well played.
Well, at the moment, I'm not sure. I feel like both the teams are ready. They definitely have their servers online. As I don't want to show the server number because that'd be cheating. But I'm just kidding. You can see it. It doesn't matter. But of course, you can see it's gonna be difficult. Come on, why would they all name themselves Sprikitic? It's gonna be hard for us to.
I can explain to you who they are. I don't know exactly who they are in game because they're all named the same, but.
Is it
The roster,
Vansky and Allen doing it all over again?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
Altsky, Allen, Kriv, Reborn, and Vansky.
Okay.
So
I know Vansky's
obviously
gonna
a
be
very-
Rome, right?
Yeah, Vansky's gonna be Rome, Reborn is gonna be gold, Kriv is gonna be mid lane, Allen gonna be jungle, and Altsky is gonna play on that XP lane, of course. This is a crazy lineup. Some people expect them to be the winners of the tournament in general, and a lot of people are definitely expecting them to be the winners of today, because if you look at the votes that we have set up in our server, there is 51 votes for them to win, while the opponents MOB only have 11 votes. So that is obviously a big difference. And now we're getting into the draft, right? So what is MOB gonna ban? Did Spiritic miss the first ban?
I don't know. At the moment, I think they did miss out on the first ban. Are
I
they
think they
gonna?
did miss ban.
Is this the no ban strategy? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, this is called the confidence strategy. Look, they're gonna let another ban open. That's my prediction. If I know these guys correctly, they're gonna. No way they do it though.
They're doing
No way
it. They're doing it.
They're
They're
doing
doing
it.
it.
Oh no. Okay. Kalea is an interesting band, especially because I guess they are first pick. Yeah, they are first pick. So banning out Kalea basically showing that you don't want to pick it first, which is really crazy because that's a very, very common first pick. Now there is a lot of things open, right? There's Harit gonna be open, Suyu's gonna be open, Zuxin is gonna be open, Granger is gonna be open. You know, there's a lot of heroes that you cannot afford to ban because all the broken heroes, so to say, will be open. Of course, Fanny. We didn't actually see any Fanny last match, but maybe both teams didn't feel confident in picking that, and obviously not choosing to ban it because no jungle feels confident in that last match. But now we have Allen, Alan feels very confident with Fanny, so interesting.
Let's find out though. Let's find out. I'm just writing it down. Vansky's the roam. Alan is the EXP.
Let's hear from the crowd.
Yeah, of course. Vansky is the roam. He's played. I think for. I forgot which MPL team he played for.
Last season, I know. I forgot to. He played
Yeah,
last
he
season.
played for an
this
Arab team.
this
I
season
forgot.
it's Rad has the season Wicked, right? But last season, Vansky.
He didn't play for Rad.
I think
He played
Occupy.
for.
I think Vansky played for Occupy.
Yeah, he played for
but-
Occupy. Yeah, he played
yes.
for Occupy. I know that for sure.
Yeah.
I know that for
No,
sure.
I'm asking
so he
you
has.
who is playing which role. Alan is playing EXP. Vansky is playing.
Yeah, so
roam,
I'm gonna
Creve is playing...
explain. Creve is playing Mage. Alan is
Okay.
playing Jungle. Alski, another MPL player, is playing on XP lane. Reborn is playing on Gold lane, and yeah, of course, Vansky on that captain role, that the in-game leader and the drafter as well, playing on that
No
roam.
one can resist my charm. Not even my enemies.
Reborn just opting to pick that Granger. Interesting first pick, considering they're leaving Suyu open. Very interesting.
Interesting indeed. I think interesting is the right word. We will find out what it is, of course, at the moment. I kind of like the bands that are there. The Harriet, the Fanny, the Matilda. Yes, they take this Granger, but they give away the Jungle Kings, the Suyo, and the Selena. Instant reply with the Hilda. Hilda might actually be a roamer in this game just because of how well it can eat up these abyssal arrows, abyssal trap, regen back up
Yeah.
HP, and then be a problem.
Yeah. So Suyu, obviously we expected Suyu. Selena, we've seen a lot more. I know this guy is a really good Selena, but you know, Selena is obviously a hit or miss. You need to hit your traps, you need to hit your stuns. And now Gatut and Hilda, I expect Chichi to be picked here. Just because it's a huge front, you need to kind of counteract that front. Chichi is a good pick here. Another pick that might be optional is Iritel. Because look, you see the Granger, right? You don't want to. You want to make sure that you don't get pushed out too much in gold lane. It's gonna be very important that the gold lane here has a good hero. Iritel is obviously one of the best heroes to pick against Granger, so I'm expecting an Iritel. But Chichi also optional. It's either Chichi or Iritel being picked here for sure. Oh, sorry, Chichi is banned, of course. Then, oh, he doesn't pick Iritel. He goes for the Phoveus. Why does he go for the Phoveus? Interesting.
The Fulvius over here. I think the Fulvius is just to make sure you're kind of being a brick wall, causing a dead lane, right? You want to create a dead lane in the EXP. You have the option of keep going further and further, basically being in the face of the opposition. At the moment, I think they're expecting this Gatukacha to be in the roam and the Hilda to be in the EXP. That's why they go for this Fulvius. That's the only reason I can say why they picked up an early Fulvius.
Yeah, and now the draft makes a lot more sense. So I was speaking about the Chichi, but the Chichi is banned. So of course picking these two fat front lanes. Another fat front lane that is still open is Hylos, right? So that can also be okay. They just ban out Hylos. Okay, that's a good ban because Hylos is also an aggressive hero. So they have a lot of aggression here from Spiritic. They have the Gatukacha and the Hilda, both that can force MOB out of position. So interesting. Are they gonna ban out the mage? Are they gonna? Because Sicilian is still. No, sorry. Yeah, Sicilian is still on the table here for Spiritic. Another one that is here is Farsa. Even if they have Selena, you can kind of try to outplay the Selena by positioning.
Only love.
Let's see though. Yeah, Sicilian. Like I mentioned, I did mention that Sicilian being huge here and still open. Ooh, Carry being banned, but I don't think Carry would have been picked. Even if Hilda and Hylos, they're two great front lanes, but you need to think about it like this. Like if Granger gets ahead in that goal lane for some reason and the carry is not going to be competitive against him, he's never. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's a carry because the Granger is just going to take over the game, right? You have Selena, you have Suyu, and you have Phoveus. Nothing to do against Granger so far. So you need to pick something to shut him down.
Definitely need to find a way to shut them down, but how will they do it? They have the damage that comes in from the Granger. I like this Bruno pick just because you
Yeah.
have the Worldly to push them back. He can sustain. He can be longer and longer in these team fights. But positioning is absolutely crucial. And speaking of positioning, they go for the Lu Yi. I think diversion plays, they're going to catch them by surprise.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Bruno pick is very good because it's kind of in the middle. Counteracts a lot of the front lane, but also does damage to Granger. So, it's not committing to win that Granger 1v1 such as an Irrital, but having a little bit weaker onto the front lanes. It does do both jobs. So the Bruno is a very good pick here.
The Bruno is definitely a good pick here. I think we both agree to that, right? But also at the same time, they need to find an answer to this Hanzo. Now, this Hanzo kind of put them in a pickle, and they don't like it because you know what I want to see Synth in this game? I want to see Hanzo come out in his Hanekage form, and then with Louis' teleport, be able to teleport that somewhere else. Oh my god, that would be crazy. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, absolutely. But another crazy thing is that this Carmilla here is picked because the Camilla is really gonna be forced out of position by the by the Gatokacha and the Hilda. So he's not gonna be competitive in terms of the turtle fights or the Lord fights, in my opinion. He's too squishy here. He needs a bigger front. Maybe Tigreal would have been better. I understand it's not the best against Hanzo, but still, you cannot allow Spiritic to get the positioning. But look at this now. We're going into the first game. Who won this draft, Kronos? Everybody wants to know.
I think if you ask me, this Hanzo's really throws them under a difficult position, right? As for the side of Mob, I feel like Sprikitic definitely have this one in their hands. They have the early game, they have the mid game. The only question is, do they have the late game in their hands as well? Because right now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and friends of all ages, those of you watching on YouTube as well as Discord, we are in the Land of Dawn, of course, for match number 2, game number 1 between Sprikitic, who's on the blue side, and on the red we have a Mob who want to move as a unit. As you can see, they pick up the Carmilla as well, doing wonders this time in the game in the Land of Dawn. Your casters for this one, myself, Kronos, alongside me, the one and only Synth, bringing you that insightful analysis. And Synth, I like Sprikitic. Who do you like for this time?
Yeah, I absolutely prefer Sprikitic here. I mean, they have a good overall draft. They have that front lane with Hilda and Gatokacha, but they also have that damage, from Louis and Granger. I think they absolutely won the draft here because, in my opinion,
First blood in the hands of Mob with a good abyssal arrow coming through. Yes, they have a better draft, but the only thorn in their draft is this early game Selena. And if they get that snowball, Suyo is going to be really hard to stop. They have the Suyo, they have the Bruno, they have the Selena. It's a perfect composition for the snowball. And in the late game, they just need Carmilla to use that Curse of Blood. So good draft still, but not the best. Like, any mistake and it can go wrong. As you can see, no mistakes made again. They are capitalizing so well, but right now Vansky here in a difficult position throws the game away in the early game. 1,300 gold in the favor of Mob.
Wow, I mean, this is the caster's curse we were talking about, but Mob had lost the draft and then they start showing up with kill after kill. They're 4 kills ahead. Absolutely craziness right there from Mob. Really nice gameplay from Selena and then Suyo obviously following him up. I mean, it's crazy, but the turtle fight, Hanzo starting it early, right? So they're predicting that they can force this turtle.
Oh no, but this is the problem, right? That was the problem. The level 2 power spike that comes through from the side of Sprikitic, they get the advantage. Right now, may actually steal away the turtle, and yes, they do get it, but meanwhile, the fight is split into 2, as Kyo right now might go down. No, he doesn't. Sprikitic taken down low, and seems like their jungler, of course, Alan, will fall down. Meanwhile, the mid lane as well, they lose out on Kriv. And you know what? These Sprikitic names are confusing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just want to highlight Creve, the Louis didn't need to die there. Look at his spell. He still has flicker, right? That engage on him was about 5 to 6 seconds. He had flicker to escape under turret at any time of that period, but decided to wait, right? So maybe saving the flicker for another time. Not really sure, but
Ooh.
definitely should have flickered there to save himself.
Oh my god. I feel like they're definitely in a pickle right now because you can see they leave out the EXP lane, but he goes for the AOG. Meanwhile, at the same time, they get the kill on toward Yerds. And now Lina as well might be low, but Sprikitic understand what their game plan is, and that is to get the early snowball.
Ooh,
As you can see right
Louis.
now, Creve might get taken down. No, he doesn't. He goes for the outplay, takes down Gen Z Love, and right now they trade 1-for-1, but Lina is taken down solo, and guess who cleans up shop? It is a Reborn on that goal lane with his Granger.
Absolutely worthwhile trade, right? Look at this. Very interesting. Louis still has flicker, right? So even during that engage where Suyu pounced on him, he
Ooh.
had time to save himself. But
Worldy
really smart.
from
Baiting to
Yerds,
Suyu.
but he
Look at
gets
this.
taken
Look at
down.
this.
But the Abyssal Arrow comes through right on towards the Gatokacha. He has to revitalize to help him survive. But right now you can see the Abyssal Arrows from Kyo is doing quite a lot. As I like this rotation once again, right? They have two damage dealers, especially one with a lot of CC, and then you have two frontliners. That's the roam and the EXP that roam like a unit, and the jungler is the one that clears out the far lane before they get in towards the neutral objective. And that is how it's well practiced. Synth, if you could explain this a little bit more, because you definitely have the right words to explain this.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is all about positioning, right? Spiritic are no newbies. They're making sure to catch MOB where they least expect it. You know, pushing the waves. This is all chess plays. But look, I just want to highlight that this is the Lord Dance. Sorry, the Turtle Dance. Here, look at the Louis. The diversion play.
They went in, but the AOG catches Gen Z Love. He might get taken down. Yes, he does. Revitalize to make sure they survive, but Yert's trying to do the damage. Ioni is taken down low. Lina making sure to create the separation, but Ioni makes sure he gets his HP back up and goes in with the Infernal Pursuit on towards the gold laner, and he might actually get taken down. Reborn is down and out, but meanwhile, at the same time, they use the distraction for Allen to take away the turtle. But there comes the rest of the cavalry, and right now Sprikitic might be able to take it away, and yes they do. And MOB losing out on another trade, but Ioni buying so much time, making sure Lina can escape. So MOB, even though they lost out, they need a lot of damage to take them down.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can't really tell if it's a good or a bad game coming in here from Louis, considering his 4 devs, but that diversion play was really interesting. Speaking of another interesting diversion play, decides to not go bot lane here. Just decides to go heal. Play it safe. But look at this. I mean, it's still anyone's game, right? So we just saw Spiritic take that turtle, but of course, you know, Bruno is farming. And that late game from Bruno can be the difference maker. But on another side, we still have Louis late game. We have Granger late game, Hanzo late game. I mean, how is MOB gonna be able to win them? I'm not really sure.
They get the clear though. That's nice with the help of the Suyo, but that's only in the early and mid game. Once those minions start getting tanky, it'll be hard for them to get the clear because they don't really have any sort of wave clear at the moment. But what they do have is this Phoveus who wants to be in the face of this Louis, in the face of this Granger the entire time.
Yeah, and like we said, we've seen great abyssal arrows from Kyo, but we need to see more. Even if it's a lot to ask, he's done good so far, but we need to see more. Look at the diversion play. The diversion
on towards the top side. They catch Yerns as he's the first one to fall down, but there's the Curse of Blood as well, but they're revitalized to make sure he survives. And you can see Allen dishing out the damage with the AOG coming through. Vansky gets himself a double kill. I'm not even sure if it's Vansky or Altsky, but right now they get more and more. 3 down. Gen Z Love is the only one left standing. They make sure he uses that surge as they get the push in coming from Reborn. They're trying to corner him down and out, but he is able to get out of there, and he sacrifices their mid lane tier 1, opening up the jungle for the side of MOB. And Sprikitic, who were down and out in the early game, find themselves a way back in the mid game.
Absolutely, and this is the danger when you play against Louis. You need to play extra careful. So considering how you play the game normally, now you need to play extra careful because he could pop up in any bush with how
Ooh,
many
he steals
ever
it.
team he wants. Ooh, that would be interesting. If he,
Yeah.
I think I would have sent him a skin or something if he would have stolen that, because it would be really impressive. But look at this though.
Yeah.
Hanzo harassing, right? Bruno.
Oh,
I think
nice
Bruno has
curse of
damage,
blood.
but-
Oh, but they dash out instantly on time as well. But at the same time, you can see they get the kill on towards Grieve. And right now, that is all thanks to, once again, Kyo's Abyssal Arrows. You cannot count out this Selena, but they don't have the follow-up. And now 4,500 behind in golds. And that should definitely be a problem on their side, right?
Absolutely. And I think this Selena has been playing, you know, I want to highlight, you know, of course, Spiritic is winning this game, but want to highlight the Selena. It's really hard to play Selena in a losing, you know, in a losing situation such as this. But he somehow manages to get 3 kills, 3 assists right there. On the other side, you know, Hanzo, a lot of farm, 6,500. Granger, a lot of farm, 6,400. I mean, how is MOB gonna be able to hold this? Especially because they have Louis as well with the teleport. I don't really know how a comeback is possible. Maybe a Louis would have to go like way overextended and in the middle of nowhere for this comeback to happen.
I was looking at Louis. Actually, you can see right now he's hovering over the diversion, looking to make a play, and he goes on towards the top side. And right now they're making a 3-man rotation as well, coming in from behind as they get them off guard. AOG is there to catch them off guard once more, but they get the kill on towards Yurts. That's the first one down for the side of MOB. Spreaky Tick making plays in and around the map thanks to the help of that Louis.
I just want to say, very, very high level skill right there. Teleport coming in from Louis. He doesn't go in the bush.
Oh my god, the damage is absolutely insane. They catch 2. Ioni and Lina are down, and they lose the tier 2 in the mid lane as well. Sprigitic are moving like a unit. Is this another kind of an Ube composition coming through? Because right now you can see they're going through on the bot side. That was so close.
I just wanna highlight a very high level play. So he killed. I just want to highlight a very high level play earlier. We saw that the Louis didn't teleport in the bush on the top side. He teleports above the bush. The reason he does that is because that bush that people would have teleported to is actually very predictable for a trap or for someone to be there. He's predicting a trap right there in that bush. He says, "Okay, we're gonna surprise you. You may see the trap later on, but it's not gonna be fast enough to where you can react." So very high level play. Doesn't teleport inside of the bush, teleports above it, and absolutely crazy right there.
Yeah, and I think they were trying the 5-man mid lane recall, right? I kind of missed it. Sorry about that, guys. But at the moment, the Lord is marching down the mid lane. They're trying to make another diversion play. As you can see, they're trying to go in towards the top side of the map. And they get the kill on towards Kyo. No, they don't. He's able to get out of harm's way. Nice push coming through as well from that holy shield. And I think MOB are able to defend. But here comes the net set of super minion waves. Will they find themselves in a predicament once more?
Reborn Teasy missing that Death Sonora. One shot could have shut him down, but
AOG catches Ioni, but at the same time, Infernal Pursuit is there. Revitalized to make sure he survives. Zoned away by, of course, Altski, but right now they go in, and they go in once more with the help of the Revitalized. They survive, but the Dispersion, Diversion combo, dishing out the damage, and Yurds, along with Lina and Kyo, is the only one to survive, but the damage is not present, but you can see Kyo in the back line, creating havoc, creating a distraction, but he goes through with the diversion play as well. Sprigitic might actually get the kill, and yes, they do. And meanwhile, they lose out on the inhibitor on the top side of the mid lane as well. The taunt coming through from Grieve, but the damage is already done. They get the shutdown as Allen helps them as well. And Reborn with this Granger dishing out way too much damage. I gotta say, I want to see that Sky Piercer stack.
Absolutely, 30 stack looks like it could be 60 considering he just shuts everyone down. But just want to highlight, I mean, this has been a very smooth game from Spiritic. No competition so far. Just a few stuns, a few dangerous situations early game. But now it just looks so straightforward. It's hard to say. How is MOB gonna take this one though? Is there a comeback possible? What do you think, Cronus?
I think a comeback is possible if Sprigitic make the wrong play. They gotta play for a mistake that could come out from Sprikitic, of course, because they don't have a single inhibitor. There's no possible wave clear as well. Every single hero has a single target skill. Ioni doesn't have any sort of wave clear on the Phoveus. Yes, you have the Suyo who can do some damage, but let's be honest, you don't want him to be the one to go and start clearing the waves. You want him to be the finisher for the entire team. Yurds can only do something if Lina with this Carmilla can get a good connection with that Curse of Blood. If that happens, then oh my goodness, definitely that is their possible way to make a comeback. And I think that's why they picked the Carmilla as well, because they played for a full early game composition except for the Carmilla for that very reason. But right now, Synth, they go for the diversion play on the top side. Oh my goodness, they get a mega kill on towards Kyo, and they force the occasion. Gato Kacha making sure they flicker out of harm's way as well. The Curse of Blood was there, but he gets himself a double. He's trying to go for the triple. Will he get it? But the dispersion diversion making sure the damage is done as well. He gets the triple. He's trying to get the Maniac, and yes, he does. Reborn on this Granger. Make sure he carries his team on the back, and oh my goodness, what a way to do so with this Granger as well.
Absolutely craziness. I mean, it just looks so smooth. I can't even like show the amount of like hype because it just looks so straightforward. They start killing one. Selena goes down. Granger does too much damage. After that, it just starts tumbling down. Everything falls apart for MOB. The game, it looked a little bit like they got crushed, I guess, from after that early game situation where they gave Suyu a lot of kills. They gave him 2 kills. I think early game, those the only 2 kills he got. After that, I don't really know what happened. Reborn TZ took this game. Great gameplay from Liu Yi, also from Hanzo as well, getting turtles, making sure that his team has those shields, and yeah, this is maybe the fastest so far. We've seen the Millefury match against Cartoon Noctem. This is the fastest game out of all of the games so far played.
Definitely one of the fastest games indeed, of course, in this tournament so far. But a rocky start, clean finish.
Yeah, a rocky start for sure. Because I would say that even Spiritic winning so cleanly, imagine if they didn't give them that early game. Like, they would have maybe finished it even earlier, because that early game was the only reason why they could kind of hold out some of the towers for a little bit longer, because they had in some way an advantage. But yeah, I mean, this is a 13-minute game or 14-minute game at the end of the day. We cannot act like it's a long game. It just looked pretty much straightforward. But yeah, if you gotta highlight someone here, we gotta highlight on the Spiritic side, gotta highlight Reborn, right? Gotta Maniac. I mean, crazy. Is that the first Maniac we've seen? I guess so. But on the other side of MOB, you gotta highlight the Selena, right? I think a lot of the game
Kyo, absolutely good.
Yeah, he got a lot of stuns onto Louis and so on, but especially the early game also was all because of his abyssal arrows. But at the end of the day, I mean, I guess the draft was much better. We didn't see a Curse of Blood that came into Impact, and yeah, Spiritic just showing up why they're the favorites in this matchup.
That's true. I think it's definitely difficult times for if you are a MOB fan, but
yeah, not only difficult times. I mean, if you're betting on MOB, I would say try to get your bet back. I don't know who scammed you to bet on MOB against this. After watching the first game, I said take that bet out and make sure you don't bet against Spiritic again. But yeah, Cronus, crazy gameplay. Now their first pick, maybe the first pick could change something. Maybe they could try to kind of get Harit, get Matilda, take something. Hard to say though. Hard to say.
Hard to say indeed, but I think this time, since the draft is different, kind of switched up, if you're MOB, you want to play for that Granger, you want to play for that Suyo, you want to play for that Zushin, and if possible, you want to play for that Kalea. So they need the trades, and I see how they're going with the draft as well. They ban out the Hilda. Hilda usually not a first pick, is a good second pick. So I understand their pattern of thought, right? That's the way you want to think when you're playing these games.
Yeah, if you're first pick, it is like you said. Obviously, you cannot first pick multiple heroes. You can only first pick one hero. Now you gotta play the draft differently. You gotta think when you're first pick, what would you second pick? Like meaning what would the enemy choose after you take your priority hero? Hilda obviously won't be first pick. It's gonna be second pick. So you need to kind of ban it out. Granger is also another one very famous second pick. There's a lot of them. But yeah, it depends how you want to draft, what you want to prioritize.
Time to drop
Uh,
the beat of the
for
clock.
example, you could also ban Harriet first pick because you want that Suyu. That could be an example. We saw Milo Fury do that, and I think Carpen knocked. I know. I think Carpen knocked them. Did that? They banned out Harriet when they were first pick because they were worrying about that second pick choosing Harriet. So yeah, everything we're seeing from MOB, they're not gonna pick. Obviously, they're expecting it to be picked second pick. So yeah.
Let's see, because the Joy is being taken out, Kalea being taken out. I like the draft coming in from Sprigatic as well. Matilda, first pick hero. Kalea, first pick hero. Joy, not really a first pick, a second. These are good bans, well thought out bans, but the trade is still on. Suyo, Granger, Harriet. These are the three that they want to leave untouched, but also making sure that the Zushin might be available. Fovi is taken off. Really good drafting coming out from MOB so far. Good bans. Only time will tell how it will turn out.
Fanny is still open here. And I know for sure Spiritic is not going to ban out Fanny. They're going to open Fanny, but Harriet is another one that is open. I think MOB is going to first pick Harriet.
Oh, it's gonna be a tough one. It is going to be a tough one. CC being taken off the table. That means the EXP is gonna be quite tanky. Could be a Gato, could be a Hylos, could even be a Badang. They're trying to bait out a first pick Badang on the other side to counter away these assassins, but Suyo is just too good to let go of, right? Or do you think they'll bite the bullet and take the Granger?
I think they'll take the Harriet. I think they'll take the Harriet. Forget the Granger or the Harriet. They go for the Fanny. I like that. I like that confidence pick right there.
Harriet Badang right now? I think Harriet Badang would be great, right?
Harriet Zuxin. But
oh no,
I don't know about picking Zuxin though.
It's good. Zushin is good. You can build tanky straight off the bat and still do a lot of damage because you're not there in these team fights to do damage, right? You're there in the early game to try and dish out a lot of crowd control. That's what you want with this Zushin. You could go for the first item, Dreadnought armor as well, but I was thinking that Badang is really good to let go of. They could have gone for the Harriet later also, but now go and give away those two tanky frontliners that absolutely pair up well with this Fanny in the jungle, right?
Very smart. I would have said, I will think that they're going to go with Gatukacha right now, even if it looks weird, but it really doesn't look that weird if you're considering that Gatukacha isn't really threatened by any of the heroes at the map right now. Hylos is not going to do anything. Badang is not going to stop him from moving forward, and Fanny is obviously not going to focus him. So Gatukacha is just a safe pick here, especially because the Chichi is banned. Yeah, Gatukacha. Vansky drafting really good here.
So far, right? Good draft so far. Let's wait and find out how it goes, because right now they take away the Granger, which is really good. I think they can also take away the carry because they need the late game in their side. For MOB, they have a lot of space already created. I think a carry would slot in perfectly because it also melts away the Harriet. You also melt away the Gatukacha. You melt away the Zushin as well really fast once you're about 3 items deep. But they take away the Irithel because they understand they might want to end the game early. But if I was MOB, I'll be looking to pick up that carry just because you're going to see another tanky frontliner come out from the side of Sprigatic.
Absolutely. I think absolutely carry is going to be either carry or Bruno again. I think it's leaning towards carry though, because carry has more pressure onto Gatukacha, and you're not really worrying that much about close range because Harriet is a close range hero himself. Obviously, you don't want to trade against him, but I mean that he cannot especially poke you a lot without getting up close.
Yeah, not
Who
just.
would you ban here
and
on the side of MOB?
if I was MOB, I'd be looking to take away some EXP laner, right? It's got to be an
Absolutely.
EXP laner. Oh,
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't think Cho is the best thing over here. Cho is a forced error. Cho is a panic ban, I feel like, because they don't want this Fanny to have a problem. Because let's be honest, who does the Cho pair up well with? Not the Herod. He doesn't have enough burst early game. In Zushin has no damage. Gatotkaч is not going to do much. Yeah, I think the Cho is just it's an unnecessary ban, but they go for the two best picks after
ban.
that. It's a good carry. It's a good Valentina coming through as well. No, not a Hanzo again.
That would be funny. I don't think Hanzo is good here, but yeah, Hayabusa makes much
instead
more
of the
sense.
Cho, they
Now-
could have gone for the Hayabusa, that ban.
Now, I gotta say, this draft from MOB is looking steady, right? You
They're
have that
cooking.
Valentina to pick. Absolutely, they're cooking something, and the kitchen is starting to heat up, right? They have that Valentina against the Lucas, so stealing his ultimate, really good. Okay, on the other, and also they have the carry dishing out damage from the front line, meaning Lucas and Kacha cannot stand up front too long. On the other side, you have Harriet. Harriet can kind of be a little bit mobile, right? Move around a lot with his chrono dash. But overall, I would say that it's hard to say who won the draft. But maybe it's leaning much more towards MOB because of the Fanny. Fanny here can roam around the map quite freely. Gatotkač can't stun him, but I don't think it's as easy as it seems. But yeah, that's my prediction. I think MOB has slightly better draft.
They definitely do have a slight bit of a better draft, but at the same time, we get to see how they will try and come out on top, because Sprikitic will try to end the game on a clean sweep and make sure they move on further in the tournament. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, game number 2, match number 2, Sprikitic already have one in their hand against MOB, who are looking to bridge the early game to the mid game using this Valentina, and of course, Hylos leading the charge against this Zushin.
Absolutely. So we're seeing the Zuxin playing early game very good, right? Just zoning out, making sure to do damage. That's what we're seeing. Poking, right? He's playing the long game. Maybe, of course, doesn't want to kill, but just make sure to poke them down. Maybe Hayabusa can later on quad kill someone.
Ooh. They get an easy
Fanny.
Lethal Wanderer though.
Yeah, but Fanny is on this side though. Ooh.
Ooh, that was
Okay, yeah,
close.
Shadow right there. Yeah. Yeah, look, the Gato is moving up as well. He's gonna jump in this. I think he's not gonna let this. Yeah, okay, he's just checking, poking.
Gen Z Love, level 4. Steel Cables wants to go for the kill. Spricket takes Jungler, not yet level 4, but at the same time, you can see right now in the back line, the damage being dished out. Revitalize already popped from Lina. Spricket standing strong and controlling the river.
Retribution also coming in there from Fanny to steal that creep. Very, very nice. And yeah, level 3 still. Spricket Hayabusa here. Still level 3. Needs to get level 4. Fanny is gonna be level ahead.
Look at Steel Cables. Cutthroat, the damage is too much, but you can see the flicker coming down as well. Kill flickers through, and so does Ioni. A lot of flickers baited out. They get the first blood. Meanwhile, the rest of Sprikitic can go away and hack at the turtle.
But look at this, they're starting. Why is Valentina not checking this? Why is Hylos not moving up here? Why are they just allowing this to happen? They're 5v4. Cronus, this is
No, we missed the retribution! No, Alan made a grave mistake, but guess what? It's alright. The turtle's still going in the hands of Lina. If it was for Gen Z Love, it would have been super difficult. A blunder coming through from Sprikitic. I think it was just a panic. The game's been panic throughout, but right now they go for the fist break, fist crack combo on towards a creep, but he survives with the Crimson Beacon, but gets taken down once again. The kill in the hands of Lina. They have 2 on the board. Sprikitic still 0. Deja vu again, Sint?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, they're starting off like they did last game, right? Very good, very stable here. But last game they got absolutely crushed during mid game, which, you know, MOB got finished on. But now, I don't know, we're seeing a much better draft, Cronus. Can't really say it's a repeat. When the draft is much better, it's actually leaning towards them.
My
Which is
goodness!
look at the Fanny! Look at the Fanny!
Absolutely great coming through with that cutthroat and the steel cables. That's why Fanny's such a strong pick right now. All you need is 3 cables and you can dish out the damage. But of course, at the same time, I was just taking a look at the EXP of both the junglers, and somehow Allen, after missing out on Retribution, still keeps up with the jungle clear speed of Gen Z Love.
Yeah. And just want to highlight this Badang has been absolutely played really nice. Look at this Cronus. Look at this. This is
sweet.
It's still, yeah, it's absolutely sweet right there coming in from Badang. I mean, pinning him towards the wall. Hayabusa still has Shadow quad kill, but obviously didn't manage to pop that. So very nice kill. I mean, this is I don't know. I would say like this: it's a shame if MOB manages to throw this from this position. It's an absolute shame.
They are in misposition themselves. Creeve right now, but at the same time, you can see the Zaman Force drop down. There's a lot of damage being dished out from their gold laner, but also coming through is Gen Zilla with the steel cables, but not enough as he gets shut down by Alski, but the damage is just not present right now from Yurds. Yes, he's playing the carry, but the carry needs at least 3 items to hit that power spike. Meanwhile, the mid lane, they lose out on Creve as enough time is bought by Vansky, but the rest of the team, Allen, especially on this Hayabusa, doesn't want to go for the engage. He does have the Yogi Shadow kill, connects on towards Ioni right now, dashes through on towards the turtle, gets caught out with the fist break.
No way,
but he survives with the slightest bit of HP. He could go for the Retribution again, but this time will he miss out the dash? Zaman Force dropped down as Sprigatik's gold laner, Reborn, trying to dish out the damage, but here comes Kyo. He has to Terrify, still survive, unleashing the beast as well, using the IMU. Really well played from MOB.
Wow, yeah, very nice play. So what happened there is that Hayabusa had already wasted his shadow, right? He's wasted his quad kill onto Badang. Thought he could kill him. Badang dashed into turtle, did split that damage, and later on he had no shadow, so the Fanny just feels secure to not get contested there. But look at this though, Sprigatik is looking at
AOG.
the tower.
They catch the right target. Yurds gets taken down. He gets obliterated. Gen Z Love comes in to save them, but the revitalize from Vansky is just too much for him to deal with. He needs the Sea Halberd right now, absolutely building towards that Sky Piercer. Meanwhile, on the top side, he could go for a play once more on towards Ioni, who survived last time. Will it be lucky again? He doesn't have the Yogi Shadow kill, so doesn't want to commit. And now the rest of Sprigatik are just moving like an absolute unit.
Yeah. Look at this. Hayabusa, he's going 1v1 against Hayabusa. He's so strange.
Ooh,
but still manages to survive.
Gen Z Love, no, he gets shut down. Oh, he will get taken down again. The rest of Sprigatik moving like a unit. Lina trying to use the Glorious Path to slow them down, but Kyo is not there. He doesn't want to go for damage. As now, this definitely feels like deja vu, doesn't it?
Yeah, it absolutely feels like deja vu. I mean, Sprigatik is making comebacks after comebacks. I mean, they just killed the Fanny, almost killed Hylas. I mean, this is I won't say it's winning for them, but this is falling apart. Like, the game is still competitive for both sides, considering they have the same goal, and that's basically it. They only have the same goal. That's why the game is still competitive, but they're losing towers and they're losing position, so they gotta still, you know, find ways to not throw this, so to say.
Yeah, and right
Bring
now,
it into the late game.
Glorious Pathway coming through, steel cables. They're trying to go to the back line, but he gets taunted. But at the same time, you can see the Lucas using the Revitalize, unleashing the beast to survive. But the Badang buys enough time. He goes in, Vansky with the AOG, but right now he comes through with the Yogi Shadow kill. The damage just not present, and the rest of Sprigatik will have to run away. But maybe Allen can find an opportunity. No, he doesn't. They lose 2 for 2. Ogi Shadow kill not present. The quad shadow is. Oh my goodness. Fanny comes through. Gen Z Love making sure his presence is felt. But guess what? It is an unofficial wipeout for the side of Sprigatik MOB, making sure there are no deja vus. This game should get their hands on the turtle. But guess who it is? Vansky joins the party, zones them away, and maybe gives a free turtle in their hands. Oh my goodness, he gets the turtle on towards Creve. Sprigatik again evening out the goal lead and actually might get a kill on top of it as well. No, he only survives.
Wow, just about survives, but really interesting. Try to force the turtle, right? But he's not full HP. So very nice still. Very, good zone from Gato Kacha, good zone from Vansky, forcing that Fanny to move out of position to later on steal that turtle. Very good here.
Always looking at the item synth. I'm always waiting to see when Yerds will get online because he has the golden staff right now. Yes, they're having a bad time. MOB in the mid game. They're trying to maintain. They're trying to hold. They're trying not to let the lead slip. Why? Because once Yerds is online, once he has that 3-item power spike, they're gonna start melting like butter.
And guess what? Guess what, Cronus? He wait until he has that Trinity, but also the other 2 items he's gonna build. He's gonna build Rose Gold and he's gonna build Wind of Nature.
Ooh.
Wind of Nature is absolutely gonna make Hayabusa useless,
Shadow
and the
kill?
Rose Gold is gonna be good for Harith.
Oh my goodness.
Nice.
Yes, you're right. I think the itemization is going to be absolutely crucial, and if it goes to ultra late game, you're just going to sell the boots for an immortality, and then you're going to start
he just flickered.
Oh.
The carry just flickered on the turret for no reason. Maybe a misclick.
Misclick, but right now that gives an opportunity for them. You can see everything thrown at them except the kitchen sink, but he goes in for the AOG. Zamanforce drop down. One after the other. Yerds is the target. He gets taken down by unleashing the beast. And right now with the flash step, flash combo, the CC is too much. And the kill on towards Reborn. They find 3, trade only 1. Gen Z Love trying to find more damage across the board, just not present.
Yeah, so what we saw there was Lucas flickering in and going for a carry. I cannot stress this enough. Maybe people didn't see it on stream, but if you rewind, I promise you will see it. Carry flickers uncontested under turret in mid lane. Just looks like a random misclick. He doesn't have flicker during the team fight. Gets caught off guard by Lucas when he goes in, and then cannot escape because of course he has no flicker. So that's these mistakes are costly, and Spiritic showed why.
Yeah, and I think right now they definitely need the damage, but they take it down. Lucas is so low. Gen Z Love understood the assignment, went for the target, but just was a little too late in dishing out the damage. I really want to take a look at the itemizations. Oh, that's why you can see that Lucas just bought 2 leather jerkins to make sure he builds that Dreadnought armor. That was just helping him enough to stay tanky to make sure he doesn't get taken down.
Absolutely. Maybe go for the antique. That's probably the best option to make sure to neutralize that Fanny. But Fanny has a lot of damage. He has a lot of farm too. Gonna be interesting. Who's he gonna focus on?
Wow. Hansky just going in, but at the same time they take out their jungler. Allen is down and out, but the glorious pathway comes through, and now the carry starting to melt like butter. But the Zamanforcer drop down. The Luke is making sure to get the kill as well, but here comes the flash step flash combo using the IMU. He gets the shutdown on towards the goal laner. Reborn is down and out, but at the same time he might get the killing spree. 2v1 is the only one target left. Is Lucas. Will he survive? Goes for the flash step, no flash combo, cannot regen back up, but guess what? The Fanny finally gets the shutdown, and now he gets a full 5-man wipeout as MOB stand tall. 11 minutes 40 seconds of the game, but they don't have their gold laner, so they cannot take the Lord. That is the problem of having a Fanny.
Yeah, absolutely. And what happened there was basically they got to catch up, feeling himself maybe too much, going in and giving carry a lot of time to dish out damage uncontested. And I use the word uncontested because he was basically standing there for 6-7 seconds, dishing out damage onto Gatukacha until Lucas started to go in. But Fanny and Badang playing it perfectly. Badang putting up a wall, and then Fanny just diving onto that wall to do a lot of damage. Very, very nice team play right there coming out from MOB.
Ooh, you can see MOB wants to contest the glorious pathway, already dropped down. Eoni's there, goes in as well with the flicker, but there's enough time bought. The Demon Forces drop down. Vansky creating the separation with the AOG. Here comes the Lucas creating the space, but Gen Z Love might go for the steal. No, he doesn't, get shut down instead, but here's the flash combo coming in from the Valentina with the flicker play as well. Takes down 2, and now the rest of MOB want to corner Sprigatic out. The Crimson Beacon buys enough time, but the flash combo in the back backline, gets the kill, but the carry is finally online, and the damage is there. Gets a double kill, and now once again almost wiping them out, but no, they don't. They get a clean 5-man wipeout once more. MOB are not gonna let it happen twice. They take them down for a second time, and now Sprikitic are back on the drawing board. Need to find an answer to MOB.
You know, Kronos, I usually have things to say during team fights, analysis to explain, but I don't really know what happened that team fight. I mean, it looked promising, right? Hayabusa got that Lord. I said, okay, this is going to be good. They're just going to fall back. But then somehow Hayabusa seemed to go forward, not backwards. And then, of course, you see the Fanny doing a lot of damage onto Harriet, onto Haya, and that carry really was playing safe, position himself, and yeah, you know, carry at this stage, I guess he has the 3 items, right? Golden Staff, Demon Hunter, and then Crocia. And of course, I did mention it. We're seeing the Rose Gold, and that last item will be the Wind of Nature. It's gonna be very perfect for carry here. Very a good game.
Yeah, but I think he was going to go for the Malefic Gun as well, which works out because you get an extended range. But right now, Ogi's Shadow Kill on towards Kyo, who survives with the help of the Revitalize. But guess what in the back line? Gen Z Love goes through, but he's trying to juke away with the Quad Shadows, unable to. But now the team fight gets extended. Zaman Forge drop down, and Sprikitic try to get a kill, and they finally get the shutdown on towards Kyo. Here comes the second. They trade Gold Laner for Gold Laner as well, so the Harriet has his job done. But right now, here comes Fanny. Gen Z Love wants to go for more. Ioni just extending this fight further and further. The 1v1 on the bot side is done as Fanny gets the kill, and now Ioni might go down. No, he doesn't. Finally, Genzi Love picks up a double. Vansky will have to run away. That could have been a 3-time wipeout coming from MOB. Oh my goodness, they have turned this around completely.
Yeah, and I guess we saw Immortality, meaning Fanny has full build. I mean, this is a crazy game. Don't really know. MOB starting to bring this back. 3,000 gold lead. Spiritic starting to choke. I mean, this is really bad considering they were up a lot in that early mid game, and now MOB taking this back. But this is, you know, Kronos, you know what this is? This is what we mentioned when we first saw the draft. That carry doing so much damage. He's playing this game and he's bringing his team back into the game to be in a winning position. But yeah, Gato Kacha cannot feel too confident, and Lucas neither when he goes up against the carry.
Yeah, and right now you can see already getting the team fight started. The Zaman Force drop down to take down the Hylos, but right now at the same time, Ioni drops in the fist crack, but you can see the damage already done. Yurds is online, and they do not want to deal with him whatsoever, but Spricket takes jungler going in for the 1v1. Ogi Shadow Kill is there to finally take down the Badang, who's been a thorn on their side, force them back, and now get their attention on towards the Lord. This time, Spricket do not lose a single target. They don't lose a single person. Why? Because of their positioning with Synth. I know you've been mentioning quite a long time. They've been positioning themselves right, and this is the first time that they did not make a mistake.
Yeah, absolutely. We did not see an early engage from Gato Kacha. We did not see that Lucas go ahead engage. They waited for the perfect timing, waited to see the reaction of 2 heroes, and those 2 heroes were Badang and Hylos. How are they moving? Are they moving forward or backwards? At this time, they were moving forwards, which is not what we've seen previously. We've seen the Gato Kacha engage and then later counter engage. Here they moved forward. The carry was caught in the backline, but look at this, moving forward. Gato Kacha is moving forward.
Yeah, there's a good AOG coming through, but right now they're going for the flash combo with the flicker as well, pushing them back. But the AOGs, they're already expended. Ogi Shadow Kill might get a kill. They take down the Valentino, who's been a problem. The Valentino is the one who was making the plays, didn't even use the flicker. Now they might go for the end because the Lord is there. Look on the top side, complete full HP, and right now on towards Gen Z Love. They have no wave clear. Yurds again, a single target hero, but right now they go through. They can drop down the Zaman Force, but they're trying to use the Fanny skills to clear out the wave, but the steel cables can only do so much. The Lord is still healthy, looking full HP, They take down the inhibitor, looking for the end. Winter Crown comes
Oh
through as
my
well.
God, he just
The
dodged
Zushin
Winter
survives, but the Hayabusa
Oh
gets
my
taken down. And now, with the help of the Herod, dropping down the Zaman Force, dishing out the damage
not
one
over.
after
It's not
another.
over.
Yerds is online. He gets a mega kill. Finally goes for the shutdown. But the Fanny Gen Z love in and out of the base, making sure they understand
Bottom.
the assignment and they get a triple
Hello,
kill.
MOB, is anybody home? Is anybody home? They need to defend that bot lane and they don't care. They just push up mid. But look, Cronus, they can perhaps do something. Maybe take the blue buff, maybe take the red buff, push the top, push the bot, try to just take more position onto the map. Carry, I guess, has full build. I'm wondering, does he have Wind of Nature? I'm not really sure. Look, they're gonna try to take mid lane. That's what they should force this mid lane. Screw you, Gatokacha. We're taking this.
Oh my
Ooh,
god.
he's engaging.
Oh, Ogi Shadow Kill can come through. Yerds, no Wind of Nature gets taken down. And that is the kill that they so badly needed.
And I don't know why he hasn't built Wind of Nature. I understand the Malefic gun, but at the same time, I mean, you're a carry. You should focus on the true damage. But I get the range and so on. But I think Wind of Nature
it's
here was
over now.
really needed.
Feels like Sprigatic are going
I
for
think
the choke,
yeah.
right? They're going for the jugular right now. They're trying to delay, but once again, Fanny might be able to clear the wave. The Zaman Forces drop down. Enough damage coming through from Reborn can actually make sure they end the game. Glorious Pathway to slow them down as well. They're only slowing the inevitable. Finally going to the back line with the Ogi Shadow Kill, trying to get the kill on towards
Maybe
them.
it's not
Winter
over.
Crown to make sure the Lucas survives. And the Gapagacho as well. Immortality, they finally take down the Fanny. And now with the base crystal left exposed, the Yerns is there online. He's trying to shut the damage. He might go for it, but they go for the play. Oh my goodness, a triple kill in his hands. They get a wipeout once more. But the minions are there and they cannot end the game. What a way to make sure they try and survive, all on the back of this carry.
This is not a way. This is the only way. I don't know how they managed to survive. Carry just 0 seconds, and then he just spawned, went in flicker. Look at this. There's no art.
They might end.
No way they're going.
They're actually going for the end. Spriggan takes mid lane. Their creep might actually be able to come through and clear the wave. And yes, he does. Goes for the Crimson Beacon, but enough damage done by the carry. They take the base crystal 1-1.
Oh my! How did they finish that game? They wiped them out, and then they said, "We're just gonna finish at this stage." That's crazy, Cronus. That's crazy. What? What? Damn, that's insane. Wow, I can't even believe it. that's crazy to me. Cronus, we saw what an engage right there.
Mission impossible. Mission
Cronus,
impossible.
it looked like Spiritic was marching down. They had no carry, they had no defense. Every inhibitor that was gone. They said, let's finish this game, and then the carry pops up. Badang still manages to extend the game. Fanny doing Fanny things. And then I guess in the end, I mean, Yards coming up from nowhere, they wiped them out, and then they just finished. They just finished. I don't even know.
I don't know what to say.
That's crazy to me.
I don't know
I
what
don't
to
even
say.
know. I don't even know.
Oh my god.
I don't even know. I don't even know either.
It was back and forth and back and forth. Both teams wanted to end, but they had the right targets. They weren't able to use the right skills at the right time, or rather did the other team make a great outplay. The Badang was able to do so much more, and oh my goodness, that Badang became the key factor in that last push. That wall absolutely making sure
extended the game. Hylos another one that really, extended. They all made sure to make the plays. Also, Hylos stealing that turtle initially, but it was all leading up to that last few 2 minutes, I would say, from Spiritic wiping. I guess they wiped out MOB, then marched down the base. Every inhibitor was taken. It was only Badang and I guess Fanny alive. Badang, Fanny, and Hylos was also alive, but they had no real good wave clear. Valentina was dead and Carrie was dead, but then they extended the game just enough and Fanny was dealing damage just enough so when Carrie spawned, just flickers in and just really wipes them out. Crazy, crazy.
Yeah, I think the Fanny definitely wiped them out. But also when it came down to the defense, right? When it came down to the defense, the Fanny was just going in and out and in and out and in and
Yeah.
out the entire time, running circles around them. It reminded me of that that one mission that comes out in Squid Games where they're just spinning around the merry-go-round. That's what the Fanny was doing the entire time. And I think just
Absolutely.
Sprikitic didn't know what to do at that point because the Fanny was just being a complete distraction, like a mosquito, a housefly, just flying around, being super annoying, while the rest of the team, especially that carry, is just throwing away those speedy light wheels and then melting them like butter. Perfect recipe for success in that game.
And if we got to talk about a little bit about Fanny, I mean, early game that Fanny was absolutely crazy. He basically was the main reason why MOB had as many kills as they did that early game. He did a lot of damage. He made sure that Carry could clean up and had an easy job to clean up as well. But in general, I did say that, in my opinion, MOB draft here looks a lot better than before. It looks a lot easier to play. Now I'm interested to see for the last game, right? So now they're not first pick. Obviously, the Kalia is bad. The Badang is bad. Badang, I think, is a good band. This guy is a really, really good Badang, like he just showed that last game. Is Fanny gonna be banned though? That's the big question.
Yeah, at the moment, that was a recipe for success in the second game, right? Will they be able to cook like that once again? Because sometimes they say a chef can't make the same dish twice, but then they can't call them a chef unless they can cook the same thing again and again, can they? Let's just find out
Basically,
if MOB can cook.
But also, you can't be a chef if you just got a recipe of one. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You need a few. Someone's telling you to cook. You know, you can cook one thing, but then another cuisine or another restaurant might tell you to cook something. You need to be able to cook. You know, if you can cook, you can cook. So the question is, can MOB cook something up? Because Badang is banned, Hylos is banned. These are two bans that they played the last game, which they won. Can they do something else? You know, Matilda's still open here. Harrod's still open here. Tsuyo's still open here. Granger's still open here. There's a lot of things. I guess Harrod is not going to be bad because the Granger is still open to contest that. Matilda is definitely worth to be banned. And yeah. So now they have an option. They have either Tsuyu or they have the Harrod. If they take, I guess they're going to go with the Tsuyu and trade the Harrod for Granger. That's my prediction right now.
Are they gonna cook or are they gonna get cooked? Because right now the Harrod is open, the Granger is open, the Suyo is open, so is the Joy. They go for the Harrod on the side of Sprikitic. But if you ask me, Sprikitic's confidence shouldn't be... was definitely took a hit in that previous game, and MOB are looking like they are absolutely strong, looking like a train that's ready to steamroll anyone down their path, and Sprikitic might just be, might just be standing on the wrong lane at this point.
And MOB just proved themselves that they could win. You know, sometimes when you play these games, you feel like... because the opponent may have more experience, you feel like a little bit unconfident, uncertain, but now they just prove themselves that they can win. And speaking of can win, we've seen Gato Kacha being picked off almost every game. First game, second game, now third game as well. Gato being picked and Hayabusa being picked as well. Very interesting. 2 picks here.
The immortal one chose me to
the Hayabusa to counter the Harrod, of course, really well played. Even with the Gato Kacha, same thing. I think we both agree on that. But the Suyo has to be picked up. The Zushin was left open. Oh my goodness, it's just so many power picks left, right, and center. No way they're gonna let go of the Zushin, right?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Ooh, I think they they let it go because they have the Hayabusa on the other side. They want to be a threat straight off the bat.
But the thing is this. MOB is playing on confidence. Spiritic is I guess they feel confident with every draft. They're just picking the strongest heroes. They're picking that Selena to give an early game to Suyu, who's already very strong early game, and Suyu of course is just overall great hero. picking him. But Hayabusa, I know Gen Z Love likes to play, and I'm not sure, but I guess Lena also feels confident with that Gato catch. That's why we're seeing them so early. Again, Granger is potential here, but maybe would like an Irrital better.
I am not the only one bound
by
by
these
these
Phobius.
chains.
Interesting. Chi-Chi must be banned though, I guess.
Yeah,
You
gotta
gotta
be
ban
banned right
You
now.
gotta ban Chi-Chi. Yeah, you gotta ban Chi-Chi, I would say. You gotta focus down on the XP lanes. You know, you can play around it with how much you want, but I guess Hylos and
Wipe out all the injustice in the
well,
world.
okay. I was gonna say Hylos and Chi-Chi, but we're seeing the Chu now. Interesting. What do you think? Would he pick Chi-Chi? He's seeing Hayabusa, right? He's seeing Gatukacha and Phovius. Can he pick Chi-Chi? Absolutely, but will he? It depends on
I've
their
been
draft
waiting for
composition.
too
If we look a
long.
little bit on Speartick side, they're not showing their roam yet. They're not showing the XP laner. So absolutely, they can still pick a Chi-Chi and go for a tanky roam. But again, you know what we've been missing? We've been missing Jawhead as well. We've been missing a little bit Jawhead, a little bit Khalid. I've been missing these kinds of heroes. Don't expect to see a Khalid, but a Jawhead could be interesting though.
For honor!
Your team is banning.
Yeah, and I think right
Jawhead.
now, oof, you're right. The Joy is still not being banned. I mean,
I
the
think Bruno
Jawhead.
might be picked.
Bruno over
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, Bruno is the play. But then again, you're
I
gonna
think
play
he's
Bruno
gonna
with.
Bruno.
Yeah, he's the only one that you can go with the Purify, right? Because I think they're trying to bait the Granger over here. But he's
Yeah,
still
that's
so
what
good
it-
though. They could still go
Yeah.
Granger and Sicilian. They can just go Granger
that-
Sicilian.
ooh.
Must be the nails in
That's
your
true.
coffin.
The reason I didn't say Granger is because it felt like a little bit of a bait, but it is like you're saying, sure, you want to bait my Granger? I'm gonna pick Granger. What are you gonna do about it? Again, I was mentioning Jawhead, and it was just because it looked a little bit good actually on this game. So good to see Jawhead being picked up because it does harass Hayabusa. Ooh, Baxia. Ooh. Baxia XP maybe?
Yeah, I think this is Boxia EXP because they're trying to counteract this and the heal that could come out from the Phovius, right? In these team fights,
Yeah.
especially, and also making sure that this Granger has someone in front of him the entire time. Why? Because this Boxia, when he's rolling on towards you, has a 1.5 second stun. 1.5 seconds is a long time and enough time
Yeah.
for the arrow to travel from one end to the other. So yeah, the chain CC is definitely on from the side of Sprikitic. MOB, will they be able to find the high ground that they need on the back line?
Yeah.
Farsa, not the best. Sicilian can work. I think they're going to go with the Sicilian
Yeah.
on the Purify.
Sicilian is gonna make them have a little bit better draft, in my
everlasting.
opinion. And you may ask why, because Sicilian here neutralizes basically their fronts. If he plays safe, the only one that can really catch Sicilian, you gotta depend on that abyssal arrow. Harit can try to get close, but again, if they play a little bit passive, Sicilian is gonna be a big issue. I would say personally, I slightly prefer, and people can call me crazy, but I slightly prefer MOB draft here. I think early game they're gonna lose. Obviously, they're gonna lose the objectives, but I think if they can manage to get late game, that Granger is gonna be a big problem with the range. Sicilian's gonna be a huge problem with the range. Hayabusa is just gonna go quad kill, make them a little bit lower. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great for them if they can manage to find themselves in mid game where they have a few items at least.
Yeah, if they find a way, of course. But at the same time, ladies and gentlemen, we are in game number 3 of the second match.
Yeah.
A best of 3 finally in, down to the wire every single game. And now we
Every
will
single
find
match.
out. Every single match, every single
match,
game
yeah.
has been back and forth. Everything leaving us at the edge of our seat. Because right now, brace yourselves because something tells me this might be a long match.
Absolutely. Both teams, neither wants to lose. This is a big one. Their first match. You gotta play your best game. You gotta show up and send a message to another team. But looking at Lina, top stat revitalize, sure. Okay, as long as you survive. But look, though, give us a little bit of a sneak peek what you can do. Jawhead, Suyu, Selena, crazy early game. Crazy early game. But I do think that mid-game spike is going to be great for MOB if they can manage to not throw the early game. Not give them too much advantage in the early game to whereas they snowball too much and have a huge gold gap. Then MOB could look very competitive.
Good positioning coming out from Sprigitic so far, and you can see the recall taunts coming through as well. Yerds right now doesn't know where Vansky is, and neither do the rest of MOB. That's why you can see them playing absolutely safe, but right now the Abyssal Arrow connects, Ejector comes through, he can go off the Flicker play, doesn't want to commit just yet. But at the moment, they are looking to fight for this first neutral objective, but the arrow connects. They could go for it. Garrot is there, but I can see right now they can go for the strike. No, he does not. Slightest bit of HP survives, but walks into a trap straight away. Really well played coming out from Kriv. As right now, he has to flicker out as well. Good play coming from MOB to bait it out, but guess what? Sprigitic get themselves a turtle. No.
Kriv hesitated.
No. He could go. Nice retribution. They throw him out with the ejector as well, but the Sprigitic mid laner Kriv might fall down. No, he doesn't. Here comes Alski just to save the day. Allen is there to dish out the damage as well. Finally, first the blood in their hands. Ioni trying to extend this fight, but no level 4.
This is what I was worried for.
No level 4.
This is absolutely. Yeah, this is what I was worried for.
Right? Vansky misses the ejector, but no level 4 from Ioni again. But now he has it. He could actually go for the play.
He's level 4.
But no flicker, he's out of range.
Yeah, no flicker. Yeah. So this is what I was worried for. They cannot allow themselves to throw the early game too much. You know, if both
easy kill.
Ooh, look at this. Ooh, easy kill, right? Easy kill.
Oh my god.
We should say.
Oh my god,
but maybe
it was the Purify.
You're not gonna snipe that. Whoa,
it was the Purify. It was the Purify that helped him survive because Gen Z Love went through with the Quad Shadow, marked the Harriet, and then used the Ogi Shadow kill, but the Harriet purified right on time, resetting the marks, therefore lowering the damage of the Hayabusa, thanks to the new patch that made the change. So really well played. Some high-level IQ being displayed, or I don't know, maybe we're just making them look too good. What do you think, Sint?
Yeah, I think I have to say high IQ, or else I'm gonna make Europe look bad. So it's high IQ plays coming in here.
Oh no!
But look at this not so high IQ play coming in from Granger though. Gets caught off guard. But look, Joy is
Vansky might actually fall down, but you can see nice Abyssal Arrow once again. They might get the kill. Will they be able to do so? Kriv has been on point with the Selena's arrows, and guess what? They buy enough time to take the tier 1 on the bot side.
Yeah. And this is what I was worrying for. I mean, you cannot. You have the mid game. I do believe that Sicilian has a huge power spike here coming into the mid lane because coming into the mid game because there's not a lot of things that can deal with him.
I cannot.
But again, you cannot throw this.
I cannot watch this Selena. It's absolutely nightmare. Giving me. It's haunting me right now. I'm gonna be dreaming about these arrows coming through because you can see he has not been missing many. He has been a threat the entire time, just like Vansky with ejector, catching Yerds off guard. We saw that in game number 1. We're seeing a repeat in game number 3. Yerds is not having a good game. First with the Bruno and now with the Granger. The carry worked out. But guess what? It's not going to work out every single time.
Look at the Hayabusa. Look at the Hayabusa. Look at the Hayabusa on bot side.
Oh, he actually stole it.
Oh, yeah. He stole the turtle. He stole the red. He stole the red buff. Really good right there.
Oh, but guess what? Again and again, the Abyssal Arrow is hitting, even though they were trying to zone him out. So Kriv has been doing absolutely really well with this Selena. And right now, they even get the tier 1 on the top side. They are pushing through on the bot side as well. So Sprigitic this time understand they don't want to pick a fight. They're playing the macro game, taking down turret after turret.
Yeah, the Reborn TZ have a lot of turret damage. Make sure to stay safe with that Jawhead and just get the turrets.
Oh,
and Suyu took the bot lane.
Oh my goodness, he goes through. Quad Shadow
No
connects
way,
as well,
no
and
way.
Zaman Force drop down because he's revitalized to help him survive, but the damage is just way too much. And now with the Infernal Pursuit, the Phovis buys enough time, but there is no cleanup crew because the Ogi Shadow kill was already used. The damage is not online from the Sicilian.
They're not
As
gonna
you
give
can
him
see,
the blue.
Vansky is trying to go with a concealed play, and yes, they do. Finds a killing spree, all thanks to the engage coming through from Altski, and right now they are dominating the map, turret after turret, objective after objective. Spricky Tick want to show us that they are a better team. 6-0, 6,000 goal lead in their favor. 6 minutes in, 1,000 goal per minute.
Absolutely, and I don't wanna give the caster's curse, but imagine how crazy it would be if Spirit somehow would lose this game. We're all imagining them to win, but imagine if in some universe they would lose this game. I can't even fathom it, but I do know that. Ooh, but I do know that Sicilian here and Granger here late game is gonna be very, very dangerous.
Yeah, but at the same time, like the Boxia is just going to be absolutely annoying as well, unless and until you can catch him while he's rolling.
The range,
right?
the range, Cronus is what's gonna make the difference. I think in the late game.
Definitely. I agree. It's gonna be the range is gonna be a problem, but if you let the Boxia so much space where he's in your face, then the range is not gonna matter unless and until Granger can connect all the bullets coming in from the Rhapsody. But right now, that's what they need to find out. But you can see instantly they're trying to go in and find a way to connect these arrows one after another. This is what I mean. If the Boxia is in your face like this, the range really doesn't matter, does it?
Yeah, but I'm thinking late game. Like once Sicilian has built Wishing Lantern, once he has built Glowing Wand, and of course that penetration, Divine Glaive, that's gonna be when he's the most dangerous after that. Look at this though. They're sitting back. They're gonna wait for the Lord here. It's the right choice. Maybe they're gonna force an issue in mid lane, thinking they can get the turret. I'm not really sure. Let's see.
Yeah, I think this game has been played perfectly so far by Spricky Tick. 8,000 goal lead. I think the game is slipping away from the hands of MOB slowly and surely. Here comes a concealed play. Go for the flicker. Ejector is there as well. Zaman forces drop down one after another. He only baits out his flicker. Infernal Pursuit is there, but the damage coming out from the Bat's Feast is not there. AOG to go into the back line. MOB have to run away. Gen Z Love has the Quad Shadow, but what can he do? There is no damage present. The items are not there just yet. Only the Hunter Strike, no Malefic Roar, no BOD. They have the Sky Pierce in the hands of Granger, but no kills. What will he do? No Wishing Lantern on the Sicilian as well.
Yeah, no, only Glowing Wand, no Divine Glaive, no nothing. He needs more farm. They need a lot more farm, actually, to make this even competitive. If he gets somehow his Wishing Lantern and Divine Glaive, he's going to be very competitive. But right now, just looks a little bit weak, I would say.
You know what the good sign is for the side of Spricky Tick? The bot side Holy Shield is already gone. So that means this Lord is not going to lose a lot of HP. It's going to crash straight on towards the base. Big threat for MOB. Will they be able to defend Synth?
They should just let the bot tower. They should try to defend top tower as main priority. There's shield in mid tower, so if they can defend that top tower, give the bot tower, because I don't think they can hold the Lord, that would be a good trade, I would say. You can't really, in these situations, you can't really expect to hold everything. It's a little bit too much.
Oh, but you know what is too much? The damage that the Spricky Tick team is dishing out right now. The Lord already taken down, but the inhibitor still stands strong. Only barely by a thread, of course, on the bot side. It gets taken down, and right now Spricky Tick got what they came for. They're probably not. They're not going to try to pursue it. You were right. They got one inhibitor on the bot side, and they're happy with it.
And this is good also for MOB, because that bot side is on the same side as Lord. So just to explain that to the viewers, if the top side was the turret gone, it would have been hell because they would have kept needing to defend it
nice
against
flicker
what they do, Lord.
coming
But
through.
look at this though.
Vansky able to find the space, but right now Eternal Pursuit comes out. But I can see they finally find the shutdown. But Gen Z Love caught between a rock and a hard place will go down as well. They trade 2 for 1, but the one that fell down is Vansky.
Well.
They have the rest of the team left standing, and they take away the topside inhibitor as well. Midside should be falling down soon as Reborn right now has the Zaman Force, drops it down. He has the damage, purifies present as well. They go, all hell breaks loose on top of MOB. As right now, Yurge is the only one left standing. Lena buys enough time, but will get melted like butter thanks to the damage from this Harriet. And finally, Spricky Tick find a wipeout and no possible way for the other side to defend. It's a triple kill in the hands of their jungler, Allen. And right now, Spricky Tick call it a game with the recall taunts, going circles around their base, take game number 3 in a dominating fashion, and take the victory.
Absolutely crazy game right there. Spirit just roller coasting into that win. Absolutely insane. I mean, what do we have to say about this? Spirit played this game much better than the second game. In this game, they made sure to give MOB no chance of coming back. Obviously, they have danger in late game with the Sicilian and the Granger, and also they have Selena, which is it's not that good to clear on the later game. But now they just properly finish this game, and that's almost a repeat of the first game. But this is even faster than the first game. Wow, they really showed up here for the last game, and that's what you kind of want to see, in the games that really matter. They need to show up and prove themselves, and this is one of those games that they showed up who they are. Wow, great game.
Great game, absolutely incredible, right? The way that they played one after another, finding answers and just choking them out. I think the key points to highlight over here for the side of Sprikitic was that after every team fight, after every kill, they were able to convert it into an objective, be it the turtle, be it a tower, be it a buff, be it a gold crab, be it a jungle creep, be it a lethal wanderer. They are able to convert the kill into objectives, which MOB were struggling to do, not just in this game, but the entire best of 3.
Yeah, absolutely. And Vansky really forced the issue, whether it was on Granger on top lane or on Sicilian in the mid lane. Like, he really made sure to save his flicker for the ones that really needed to get taken out of the game. At some points, that could have been Granger. At some points, he said, screw it, let me just catch this Phoveus. At other points, it was Sicilian, But in general, really nice gameplay from Spiritic. There's not really that much to say. That just everybody showed up. Harriet doing a lot of damage, and Alan making sure to get the objectives, and Vansky setting up, and the Selena's doing good stuns while Alski is going, good zone. Everybody showed up, and that was a scary team right there. Can't even lie that when they all show up, it's good if 1 or 2 shows up. It's winnable, or it's a win if 3 shows up. But all of them showing up, that's a game shut down right there. It's you don't want to be on the other side when that happens.
It was a difficult one, and of course, it was a good one from coming in from both these matches. Ended really well, both going down to a best of 3 final game. It was just absolutely entertaining, and for those of you who are watching on Discord, thank you so much for showing your support to Blue Sea Tournament. And those of you who are watching on YouTube, you as well, make sure you join their Discord. The link is already pinned in the chat. While you're at it, make sure you like. If you're watching on Discord, hop in on the stream. Just like, subscribe. It helps out. And, of course, at the same time, I'm your caster, Kronos. Alongside me, Sint. Oh, my God, Sint. I don't know what to say. It was absolutely a brilliant game. Right?
Overall, just to sum it up a little bit, both matches was crazy. We saw Millefiore against Carpe Noctem. Anybody could have taken that game. Here on the second match, we saw a very deciding first game from Spiritic, but then on the second game, we saw a crazy comeback. And then the third game, it was just decisive again. I mean, we don't really know what to predict, but that's Blue Sea Tournament for you. So they won, really ending ending great success. I would say every team learned something, whether it was on the winner or the loser side. But definitely watch out for the winners here. Both Spiritic and Milo Fury looking rather dangerous, and maybe Carpe Noctem can come back stronger. And also MOB had a very nice comeback right there. Really showed up on that second game. So not giving up and showing great spirit. So yeah. What else is there to say? I mean, don't want to really waste too much time, but yeah, great day one, I would say.
Great day one indeed, and look forward to more action, folks, for the Blue Sea tournament. Of course, it is including all of Europe and all the teams that took part. It is season 2, of course, but at the moment, that should be all for tonight. Your casters, myself, Kronos, and also Synth, will be calling it a night.
Just make sure also to support Kronos streams like that, but also he has a giveaway coming up, so just wanna include that as well. People know that they can get a skin if they have most activity points. So it's Hunter skin, or it's Naruto skin. I don't know, but he's gonna do some expensive skin. So I might, I have to. Even I will try win that. So yeah, but yeah, thank you. It was a pleasure to cast with you, Cronus. You look beautiful as always, guys. Doesn't Cronus look beautiful? Look at him. That's a man right there. That's a beautiful guy right there. And maybe later on, what I'm looking forward to, seeing him do this tournament. He's great at it, but also seeing him maybe in real life vlogging. I want to see him go around and vlog as well a little bit. So maybe that's something he's gonna do. We're gonna see, but yeah, interesting. Thank you, Cronus, for joining as well.
Hey, thank you so much, Synth, and of course, thank you so much for the Blue Sea team.
And I just want to say as well, I don't want to interrupt you, but I just want to say you don't need to do this. So I thank you for showing up and showing love to Europe, because you're big enough to do this and show your love and support, and that's gonna make a huge difference. So thank you. Yeah.
Hey, I meant it when I said I was here to help Europe, right? Because I understand how many good players are here. It just needs a highlight of the scene, and of course, whenever the opportunity comes, whenever it presents itself, I'm here to help out. Be it the Crown League, be it the ISF, be it the French League, be it I don't know, the Italian League, be it from Slovakia, VS4, be it Blue Sea tournament.
You do everything.
Whatever it is, I'm here to help out, of course. I try my best to make sure I help Europe grow, and only a matter of time till we see Europe in the M Series. If China goes well, they might put some money into Europe. You never know. Things are going well.
Absolutely.
Starting to pick up. A lot of projects coming on board. A lot of tournaments out there. So just stay tuned to look forward to more. And on that note, I wanted to show some Esmeralda skins because she's kind of hot. That's why. But yeah, on that note, have a good night, folks. Kronos here, out of here, and Synth as well. Make sure you have a good night. Like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And if you want, you can join my Discord as well. I'll just put an exclamation mark Discord while you're at it. And also you can join Discord of a Blue Sea tournament as well. So take care, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Take care, guys. See ya.
Bye-bye.
Sky tells all.
Bye.